what game are you going to play well or play badly?
Excuse me? I am going to. I need to get one more achievement that actually I should have already gotten, but it's another case where the achievement thing broke. But there's a way that you just need to restart the program and do it. But I do need to do the thing over again. I'm gonna play Gorogoa.
Oh, I was wondering what achievement you were still missing for that.
So I already did one thing, but it didn't give me the. So there's a minimum number of moves achievement, which I did, but there's a bug in the game where it should count your number of moves. It should start that count over when you restart the game. It doesn't. You have to restart the entire session. You have to close the game and open it in order for that counter to reset. So I had a correct run of the game.
Okay, I'm back. Oh my god, I got the quote. What?
Sort of. That's a temporary quote until somebody says something stupid. That's just a placeholder. So
I'm the placeholder. Yeah.
You got a placeholder quote.
Jim's comment. That would be quite edgy.
Okay, so Outrun is just outright.
See what Slim Jim said right there. It's you. I hope you understand, Alex, that is designed to push your buttons. I mean,
I'm hoping it's a joke.
It's. I mean, he is a Catholic. That is going to be more or less his position, but it's going to be more or less his position. But he's also trying. Like you have to understand. Like you have to understand
the deliberate point to rise me up.
There is that element, and so the way to stop that stuff is not to. I'm saying this for your benefit is to not let him that get to you. You'd be like, yeah, I know you're like that, right? You have to kind of play it like that.
And I should get used to it because the industry I want to get into basically is riddled full of that kind of stuff.
What industry are you trying to get into?
I don't know.
The marriage industry.
Oh, hi, Colonel Frosting. I thought you went to the void.
I did, but I'm back now. Starfisher spat me back out again at
the
cleft.
I think
he took himself from the environment out of the environment.
4x3?
Oh God, 4x3 aspect ratio? Shady, are you crazy? We're in 2022.
Lord.
It's not. Well, it's not a. It's not a
absolute wankery of 4x3.
It's not a 3D game, so who cares, right? You don't need the extra.
I need all the dimensions.
Of course, 1:1 is the best aspect ratio.
You have not.
Why should any
of YouTube in 2000?
That's the real political issue of our times. No, actually, it looks like it is.
Had videos in 360p and only 4x3 ratio.
The good old days.
No, you could do videos in widescreen. I'm pretty sure in 360p.
Yeah, you
not in 2009. Not on YouTube. You couldn't.
Yes, you could.
Would it smush them all down?
All right.
I'm pretty sure it would.
Implemented widescreen in like 2008.
Well, no, I'm saying specifically, like, on old YouTube, in, like, 2009, I can't remember seeing videos in widescreen back then. It wasn't until, like, 2011 or 12 when that started to become a more regular thing.
Yeah, but was it, like,
that doesn't mean they didn't exist.
Okay, then let's put it this way. It wasn't mainstream in 2009.
I remember that was I watched an AVGN video a while ago where he was talking about that because he's been around for forever, and so he had to go through the switch from 4x3 to 16:9, and he never saw the benefit or something for the longest time of 4:3 or of widescreen of 16:9, and so he like put off doing it for like a while, and so it wasn't until after it became a much more normalized thing that he moved his production workflow and how he filmed and everything to be a 16:9 thing. Especially because of the games that he covers, it's more reductive to...
I mean, Russ Scott does a mix of 4x3 and 16:9. When did the Real Miss playthrough come out, Shady? When did you first upload that? And that was in widescreen. I mean, it wasn't proper widescreen, but it was a widescreen video.
It was letterboxed widescreen.
No,
AVGN
it was not. It was
now.
aspect ratio distortion widescreen. I was unaware because
but the video.
I was unaware because that's the way it
widescreen.
looked whenever I pulled it up. Because Real Mist itself does that.
But the
Can
video
I tell you
itself
all
was
random fact
widescreen.
about 4:3 and 16:9 that's going to ruin a certain movie forever if you care about it? Anybody
It
know
better
the
not be
film
Hey Dad.
Cars?
Yeah. Oh god.
I didn't
Okay,
hear it.
Where it's shot in
what?
16:10.
so Cars was filmed in
Oh.
16:9, but the home video releases, some of them were in 4:3, and Pixar went back and reanimated the entire film in 4:3 and made everything bigger. So you see more in the 4:3, despite it not being widescreen.
Oh, because it's got more headroom?
Yes. So,
Oh,
like,
that's awesome!
So when you see scenes of all the cars, like, in stadiums and stuff, in the normal 16:9 theater release, you don't see as
Yeah,
much.
it's chopped off. Oh, that's amazing.
But in
I
the
want to see that cut of it now.
4:3, you see, like, droves of them.
Right.
I don't know, I find that kind of neat.
That's super neat. Yeah, because it's a 3D animated thing, so you could potentially just run through again, change the camera specifications, and then just run through the whole movie again, and just render it out as 4:3 instead of 16:9.
But again, it's weird to me because it's weird though, like, anybody interested in behind the scenes stuff? Or, like, interested in seeing it when you see it?
Droves of cars, Slim Jim.
Yeah, droves of cars.
Millions of trees.
Yeah, drove is a very apt word for cars, yeah.
Droves.
Droves of trees.
I didn't even realize that could be interpreted as a pun.
Oh.
Yeah, see, you're such a funny guy, Alex. You just come out with the puns without thinking of it.
But, Mostab, you mentioned that you had a passing interest in Thomas once, right?
I think everybody did as a kid.
No.
Right?
Or at least, you're aware of it.
I am aware of the existence of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Did you know that there is an official thing where one of the characters gets Botox?
That does not make sense. Unless it's the Fat Controller.
No, he gets injected with steroids in that film.
What?
How does that even work?
Well, the Fat Controller anymore.
The gains
Did
control.
I explain this to give more context?
The tiny testicle certificate is at my office.
Okay. To explain what that is, I don't remember the year, Mattel acquired the brand Thomas and internally made this, like, 30-minute video to sell to investors that basically Thomas was a limitless brand, or a continuous brand that would go on forever. I don't remember the title of the film. I don't have it in front of me. But the film is like a weird live-action CGI hybrid. And it goes on for 30 minutes of this weirdness, where Percy gets injected with Botox, the Fat Controller gets stuffed with steroids, and Thomas gets experimented on multiple times until he arrives in the apocalypse.
I'm just imagining that it's like the Fat Controller gets injected with steroids like completely on accident. Like it's part
it
of
was
the.
real. I
It's
can
part of
send you guys
no.
the link to some clips of it.
No. Like it's
Wait,
part
that
of
sounds
the.
like
It's part
lasagna,
of the
yeah.
arc.
Creepypasta is what that
It's
sounds
part of the
like.
arc of the story where like Thomas or one of the others, they were transporting like a cart full of steroid crap, and then there's it goes off the rails, and you just cut to this image of the Fat Controller with a bunch of needles sticking out of him, like, Thomas, I told you to go slowly around that bend. The roided out controller said. And he gets gradually more buff as the episode progresses, or as the film progresses.
Oh god.
You can be buff and fat. It'd be the buff fat controller.
So does anyone know, or in literature,
He lifts
know
up Thomas above his head and brags about it. And then Percy's there saying, oh, don't you remember that story from years ago about my paint job? That should tell you something about lifting Thomas over your head. I'm sorry about that. My pride certificate is in your office.
His gay pride certificate. He didn't specify which pride certificate it was.
All right.
Let's see, where is that thing? I have the video that shows where it comes from.
I hope Lauren isn't feeling left out, pushed out by the conversation here.
Oh, okay, that's what it's
No
called.
response.
That tells us something, doesn't it?
Perhaps, I don't know.
Like, where's Matthew? Is he watching Amaranth?
She is live right now.
Yeah. I know Shady's content's much more titillating for me.
It's
Bikini Shameless Saturday. Go fuck yourself. Actually, she probably has. Never mind.
this content's boring right now because what I'm doing is I'm just going through the motions to get this achievement. So the one thing I am doing is I'm following this one streamer named Shady Paradox. This is what he did before, so I'm just gonna try to copy his motions. So
Yeah,
at least,
he's
at
all
least,
right. I prefer Dylan
at least
Dalva.
he figured it out, right? He may not have the optimal run, but it should have been good enough to get the achievement the first time. We'll see if it gets the achievement this time.
Yeah.
Did he have? Does this
same
Shady
game
Paradox
we're
have long
playing
hair?
earlier?
Oh,
Does this
Shady's
Shady have
like
long hair?
explaining something. This was done November 10th, 2021.
I don't
So-
remember you playing this.
So
I
the
do.
cutoff day is the cutoff day, literally like when I cut my hair off. I want to say it was
It's also the date
They'll
of
live in
Shady's
infamy.
circumcision.
May 16, 2018.
November 16.
No, that's not what I said. You're terrible at listening.
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
I see.
I think Alex was talking, so.
No, he wasn't.
Shut the fuck up.
Can't blame everything on me, Moss Dab. You tried that with Christopher and you failed.
I failed.
This
Mission
finally,
failed.
Shady, you
We'll blame
moved
him
this
next
here.
time.
He's talking about a lot of
16th of
things.
May. Sorry, I didn't hear you hear you say May, Shady, for some reason. I don't know.
What an interesting looking game.
Also,
Move it down
Moss
again?
Dab. I'm going to put something. I'm gonna put something in the text on Twitch. I just want you to search it and search up images for it, and I just want to hear your reaction to looking at those expressions.
I do click it.
This sounds like a trap.
It does sound like a
Reddit?
trap.
It's that thing we talked about earlier.
An ominous day in American history.
Don't you know that's illegal, Alex?
Not illegal. If it was illegal, I would know.
Thomas and Friends Institute of Innovation. Oh boy.
Yeah, do a hard drive check on Alex now.
Excuse me a moment, lads. I must do something.
Third phone. Whoa. Slim Jim's comment.
Weapons grade autism. Weapons grade sarcasm.
Oh, that's just a little
Reach
bit
the
long for
massive
BRB quote
stalemate.
now, or else it'd be perfect.
Immovable object versus
Unstoppable
unstoppable
force.
Yeah, they pass through each other, right? Is that the answer to that question? That's what I always thought.
Sorry about that. I had to go away because my twin just left work.
No, the city's on fire.
Damn, that sucks.
Oh no.
Well, it's St. Louis. What do you expect?
JD, the timing on that was so perfect. It kind of, I applaud you, and yet at the same time, I kind of want to hit you.
Well, yeah, clearly his work is done. The city's on fire. The way you said it, too. It's just so matter of fact and casual. Oh, the city's on fire. Yes.
When later on we join simultaneously. Because he can't kick me out now, even though he will desperately want to.
Oh god, dragon.
Yeah, boom.
Oh, now it's a different type of apple. This,
Also, Mostab, did you try it?
No.
Okay.
I'm busy, Alex. I'm watching Shady stream this wonderful game where things catch fire.
I'm gonna be
These are
honest,
actually
though,
really
a part
interesting
of me
puzzles,
feels-
but I did it last time and I don't feel like figuring it out again and optimizing it.
very
This is-
interesting. I would never figure
A part
half
of
this
me,
out.
It's
JD,
actually
I know
not
this
that
game's
complicated, like,
probably really
obvious-
good,
I'm
but I
going right to
can't
the
help
answer.
but think
Normally you'd go back and
2006
forth with a bunch of
Flash
things.
animation when I look at it.
Oh.
Oh,
Hello, Sarah?
sorry. I think
Is there
if my
somebody
internet
new?
cut out or something.
My phone has been
Oh, there
blowing
he
up
is.
all day. What's on fire now? Besides the city.
The fires of hell. That's always on fire.
Oh yeah, that could save a couple moves if you knew how to optimize that, but I never figured that out. Who cares? That you're going too fast. What?
Also, Shady, can we request that you play certain games, or no? That's impossible.
It happens all the
You have to
time.
give the
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, one of my employees, this is a Network 3, he says, I'm not getting satisfaction from Umo unless someone else has a personal contact with them, I'm going to have to get ugly. To which our CIO says, just be tactful.
Oh, hello, Matthew. Hey, Alex, you can introduce yourself to Matthew.
Hello, Mr. Matthew Man.
The Network 3 says, yes, of course, Thomas, I will be mindful of our partnership and the fact that they are people just like you and I. But I have been passed around and still have no report regarding their investigation. My
So,
goodness.
Mr. Frosting Man,
Yes.
what is the best story you have from work? Like the most weird or funny moment that you've ever had.
Well, I can tell
on
you the call
phone
that I
with
get.
somebody.
Well, I can
It's
tell
good
you
you're asking that to Florida Man and not Matthew.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you the call that I get every day.
Every day?
I get
Is
this
it
call every
something
day. It's
involving-
like that game. No, so literally, and I think I've told this before, but it's some people find this like the funniest thing. So okay, pick up the phone. JTIT, this is Sebastian.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I need this is operator 2576. I need a password reset for the computer.
You
Yeah,
know, you
password
told that
reset.
story.
Yeah,
The
that.
password reset problem.
He's
The-
talking!
Yeah.
Keep going, Florida Man, sorry. I was
It's just
listening.
that, and then I need to just be like, okay, what system? But then I got wise to the fact that if I answer the phone, I can hardly hear them. There's really bad background noise. They're not quite sure what system they're trying to get into, and it's to check their pay stub. That tells me it's our Oracle system. And I'm like, okay. And that tells me it's a bus operator, which is why it's the worst. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like their profession. or whatever, that they just never really have to interact with a computer. But the fact that that multiple times I've been on calls with these people, guiding them through the process to just change a password for over 45 minutes before should tell you something. And 20 minutes is not abnormal. That is the only part of my job I actually hate.
Also,
Are you in IT?
Yes.
Have you seen the IT crowd?
No. Everybody asks
should
me that
watch it.
question.
Pardon?
Everybody asks me that question. I tried to watch it
Well, you should watch it.
previously, and
Oh, this is
recall
a
I
hard
wasn't-
section. Oh no.
I recall I wasn't terribly taken by it.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to initiate a small plan.
What's up?
A plan?
Okay. Christopher
What is your plan?
called, but has no idea I am now subscribed. So I'm thinking of a way to trick him into thinking everything's fine, and then I slowly slink in.
He will see you in the voice chat list, though, so...
He will, but only when I join. I have to quit shortly, because A, I have to do my family's dishes, and then B, I have to cook them dinner.
Oh, you're a real good dad there,
Yeah.
Alex.
I'm not
I'm
the
future.
dad, I'm the youngest here.
I know, but you're doing the washing and making them
Goodness.
dinner. That's what dads do.
Energies.
It's nice.
I think a child would be doomed if I was a father.
Well, apparently not, if you're good enough to make a meal. Very
Yeah.
heartwarming, isn't it, Shady? Good, in all honesty, good stuff, Alex. It's nice that you're doing all this stuff for your family.
But yes, but that does mean I'm going to have to leave, at least temporarily. Wait for an hour so I can do that. But I will
Shit.
be cooking meat on the grill, because I'll get my nasally voice.
So what is for din-dins there, Alex?
Well, I'm going to be cooking some chicken and some garlic bread on the grill with some leftover mashed potatoes.
Sounds good.
Does sound very nice.
Vegetable?
I don't eat a lot of vegetables. Usually I just have some applesauce if I'm having that meal.
So, I think Matthew would like some as well. Can he come and join you?
No, I think our house would explode if all of you were physically here.
Not everyone, just Matthew.
Not just Matt.
No.
Damn.
What about Shady? Would you have Shady over for dinner?
I'm
Next
debating.
words you
Wait a
say
minute.
will determine
I didn't
if
agree
you're
to
going
this.
It's like, yeah, I'll subscribe to
Well,
Shady,
he's
but I won't
from
invite him around for
Texas,
dinner.
So I think the Midwest weather would probably kill him. most likely.
Yeah, oh yeah, you underestimate Shady's ruggedness. I mean, he could survive in Siberia or the Atacama Desert.
Oop, it's void
He'd
time
be
again.
up for all
Probably
of
has
it.
a pickup truck somewhere in his backyard. A front yard.
What am I clicking there?
All right.
Never liked pickup trucks. They're just kind of terrible.
I don't even own a car, so I don't really have an opinion. So
I mean, I have a car. It's a terrible car, but I have one.
banger, yeah.
I have a van. Too damn big
No, a
for
banger-
its own good.
A banger is a name for a bad car. It's not
Yeah.
a type of car.
They're often referred to as beaters here in the U.S. Like
But
really
anyway,
old.
yes, in all
and
seriousness,
rundown.
I do have to leave you all temporarily. I'll still be listening.
All right, good night.
Might seem.
I'll be listening on my phone and typing in the chat like I usually do. But I can't join you until dinner has been officially started. So I bid you all adieu. Until I return. Don't do anything too crazy.
Oh man.
Oh, Slim Jim has a big van. I think, in all honesty, Matthew does seem like the sort of person to have a big van as well.
So it took me a few extra moves to do that. There's a really tricky maneuver to get that rock to drop all the way down those 4 screens, and it took me a few extra moves. I'm trying. There's an achievement for like winning in under 500 moves or something like that. The fact I had to do a couple extra moves to a couple of tries, I have no idea what the count is. I think it's fine to get a few. I think it was like, under 500 moves, and I think my optimized run was somewhere around 400. So I think I'm safe, but it's been a long time since I've played this game. Just giving you a little status update. All right, carry on your irrelevant banter.
Well, Alex has left, so...
Oh, so now we have nothing to talk about. You're going to have to
where
confess
have
to
you
him that
gone,
he's
Lauren?
the life of the party.
No, I'm here. I did disappear for a little while.
And Florida Man's muted himself as well. And what about you, Sarah? What have you got to say?
Nothing much. I think I'm going to go get dinner in a few minutes.
Anything fun happening in your life?
Not really. My dad's just headed off to West Virginia for a little while, so it's just me and the pets.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, little doggy woggies.
Yeah,
And kitty
somewhere.
cat.
They're somewhere. Running their own business.
Yeah, see, even Shady didn't even think to name his cat after the main character from Space Quest. So, who's the bigger adventure gamer? So, you're still there, Longfoot? You're awfully quiet.
Yes, I'm still here.
It's good to hear you there. Oh, Spammer!
got a
Lauren,
block.
you need to be on to that.
You can't sneak that shit in here. You will not get past.
You shall not pass.
Bye, followers. How pathetic
Not
do you
on
have to
my
be?
He gets his own followers. I mean, buying followers is more ethical than getting your tits out anyway, so it's
I
kind of a
didn't
bit
say
of
it
a
was unethical. It just said it was pathetic.
not as pathetic as getting your tits out.
Is that pathetic? I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let them air out, though.
Not on camera.
It's true. That's against the rules
You
of
have no
Twitch.
followers on this.
Nobody cares.
That'll get you in trouble.
A lot of things can be pathetic. You just don't know it.
Oh, okay.
He just drops in to say that.
Hi, bye.
Okay, so I think I gotta get this over that. Is it just a simple move? Okay, it is. See, that lights it up. All right, now what happens? Settles in.
I love how Matthew just totally isn't interested in the conversation. He's just there. Yeah, Ukraine. Big bloody war. And we're all here talking about Twitch and getting followers. Lauren Outrun says Lauren should pick a topic.
I don't know. It should be natural flow of conversation.
Let's talk about flow of conversation. How do you get from one topic to the next?
Well, using someone like Matthew or Christopher to...
Oh, you just wait for
suddenly
them to
start
screw
talking
up.
about
Yeah,
stuff.
there you go. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Really need to have somebody to bounce on, you know?
I had a lot of bouncy people in here.
We did.
Well, thanks, Matthew.
That is.
Do you care to elaborate, Matthew?
Funny how there's never any shortage of things for us to talk about.
Except right now. It's very awkward in here.
Yeah.
I gotta follow this shady guy.
Yeah.
It is playing through
he
this
is
game.
good, isn't he? He is good.
He's
I'd
all
give him
right.
a lot of money. Yeah. No, he's not quite Amaranth, but I do come away with a good feeling.
His tits aren't as big.
What? Well, they could be. You know, if
With
I
that
just did a
attitude.
little bit
I
less
just started going all
exercise,
bored
yeah.
on the donuts. Yeah.
Yeah. Go full board. Maybe bought
At least it's a natural method. What?
Maybe Shady will be bought when he's 60. Or he could just end up being like Nathan's dad.
Oh dear.
And he just starts streaming topless. Yeah, he's the most wholesome character on all of YouTube.
This is my destiny.
And you're gonna have a son who's
This
just
is my
like
role.
Nathan. Yeah. Taking your son to brony conventions. And being mindful of his clopping. Yeah,
See, I had to move this up here.
About.
This has a good soundtrack. I need to remember to look it up when I'm done with this.
Need to try and rip it from the game.
What did I do? Did I do something before I do something there? Zoom in there.
Uh-oh! Need to reload the player.
What's up?
Sorry, yeah, the player crashed for me, so I had to reload it.
Oh, okay.
Said like network error, but obviously I'm still here on the voice chat, so I don't know.
Man, you're being judged again, Moss. What did you say this time? Something about me
I
being...
have no idea!
They moralize so much. God.
Well, Step, do not say that. That is really BAF. I don't know. It's like, what?
I'm guessing it's bad with the... Because the F is next to the D.
Bad as fuck. I think it's bad.
That's cringe.
Fuck, so.
Very weird champ of you.
Yeah, at least.
Sorry, who's cringe, Outrun or Alex?
Those are your two choices.
I don't know. I just can't seem to keep Alex happy for some reason.
Man.
It's
Gotta
almost
be that
like,
time
you
of
know,
the month
if
or something. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, I'm Boris Johnson. It'd be like, I'd feel a bit like Boris Johnson if I was trying to appeal to him. And I was like, oh, instead of trying to appeal to people who like me, I'm going to appeal to people who don't like me. That's the way to make friends.
Don't say that. I'm gonna get angry and triggered. I don't know why.
And then Slim J's just like saying, oh, well, I used to like Moss, but he's really not that based anymore. Oh, maybe that's what, yeah, that's the problem. Everyone hates Boris Johnson because he alienated his own base and he tried to appeal to people who just hate him because he's a conservative.
See, this is the thing. That's something that does confuse me about, basic bitch politics. Like, at the very least, people should understand the game of... Like, regardless of the issues, regardless of the parties and so on, the people who play that game have got to know kind of the basics of who to appeal to and who to just forget about. Like, it's unfortunate that it has to be played this way, but if you don't understand that it's played that way, You're just gonna
The
get
Democrats
creamed.
in
Like,
particular seem to have a profound lack of understanding of that.
I think the main issue with Boris Johnson, though, is that he had to implement these policies, otherwise he'd be withheld sex.
What?
That was
Sex?
that was my reading of it, because
Who,
pretty
what?
much it's like he had like this very reasonably good policies, and then he got married to this woman, and then suddenly he's like, oh, I'm gonna go full green policy. And it was his wife who was pushing it, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Why is there
like,
a thought bubble there? Sorry, I'm talking about the game. Carry on.
Yeah. Or maybe Chris was saying Mostep did not say that really is based as fuck rather than bad as fuck. But yeah, clopping, yeah, that's. I don't think it beats that if it's Alex.
Speaking of that, where's Mitchie at?
I'm right here.
Probably still there.
Oh no, he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm looking at your posts in the
Here?
other server.
Oh no.
You're not supposed to read what I said.
I know all your secrets.
Secrets that are willingly stated publicly. What did you expect? Why would you put it there if you didn't want me to read it?
If it depends on the circle.
Yeah, let's all line up in a circle.
Okay. Line up in a circle.
Ah, it took you a minute.
That's an Australian football expression.
Line up in a circle.
Apparently,
now he likes it. He really likes that expression.
Yeah. Apparently, some coach just said it, and it just caught on. So
it's good.
They have a
You get people like me who are like, yeah, wait a second.
Footballers have a very weird relationship with the English language.
I think footballers have a very weird relationship with their brains in general.
Alright, so now I'm here. Bring this here.
The coffee headache is finally going away. Thank God. So not even even a whole day.
You haven't been hungover. You don't know what a headache is.
Factual.
I don't think I've been hungover or had a caffeine headache, so...
Yeah, if you stay away from it all. It's a trade-off, right? Like,
yeah.
you don't have any of the problems, but you also lead a boring life.
I think Moss's
true.
life
I talked
is way
to
more
Alex.
interesting than mine.
Gotten really drunk before, but like I've never had a hangover.
It's really... I've perfected this art over time, even though sometimes I screw it up, but I can get... I've learned from years of streaming how to get really drunk and not be hungover the next day. Really, the trick is just drink enough water.
You should write a book
Drunk
about
shady is the best kind
I
of
think
shady.
that was it. What was that, Super Gamer?
You should write a book to share your secrets.
It's probably going to be like a really thick book with just the words "drink water."
Yeah, that's
Step one.
Really American kind of self-help
drink water.
It's got to be better than the Kanye West self-help book. That was insane.
He wrote a self-help book?
Well, yeah, apparently...
That'll
it
be
was
our
like
next
50
Hangout. I'll
pages,
just read it out loud and we'll just comment on it.
How to Feel North When You're South by Kanye West.
Yeah. Is that literally what he said? I would believe it. I don't know.
No, I have no idea. I only found out that
And
book
apparently it was
existed,
it was
30 seconds ago.
It was like 50 pages and it was in big print. It was like one quote per
Ooh.
page and he co-wrote it, so like nothing in it was like hardly any of it was his own stuff.
Oh, that's not interesting. I want it straight from his heart. I want to know
Straight from his Twitter account.
What he thinks of Nelson Mandela.
So you see, this was one of the harder puzzles in the game because this blue magnet is attracted to this blue magnet, and so you have to get it to point in this direction by placing them both in these exact 2 squares. Because if they were in other spots, it would point in a different direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some other panel here when you wander around in order to get the clue on the actual thing. I'm not showing it here because I'm showing like the optimal way to step through the actual solution. But there's some other panel that shows you the clue of what you actually... There's going to be something where you line up the shorter red hand and the longer blue hand, and you're going to make a single clock that'll point at the right time. You have to kind of do these magnet things at the right angle to kind of construct the right clock. It's tricky.
Can I say something controversial?
Yes.
Can you say something not controversial? That would be amazing.
I've said a lot of those things.
If you say so. I don't know.
Right,
like,
so
apparently everything you say is because, like, you'll say just like a normal thing, and you'll get that Moss response from one of the grinders. So, who knows?
I mean, should I say it? In response?
I mean, we're all curious. I'll probably lose 20 followers, but who cares? We're having a good time.
All right. It's not a funny thing.
Uh-oh. It's
not a funny thing, but it's just... Yeah. Nelson Mandela, terrorist.
Oh, because of like the tire on fire thing?
Oh, he did more than that.
I mean, I know, but
He
like
did
that's
more
the
than
base.
that. Yeah.
Why are you
But
talking about
really
this now?
exactly call him a... Because Outrun mentioned Nelson Mandela. So that was just what was going through my head. So I wouldn't really call him like a moral being. Because once you being involved in terrorist activities, it kind of stops you from being Jesus.
It's good to just understand that there are no heroes.
I thought you were going to say it's good to commit terrorist activities or something like that. Like it's a formative step we must all take at some point in our lives.
Initiation.
Terrorism against bronies.
No, actually, my positions, it's not quite, I don't go as far as Frosting does, but I mean, you're, I know kind of you have that.
Yeah.
That true, you're the true neutral, right, on the alignment chart.
Am I? I guess I am, yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely impressed me as like the...
I thought that was Super Gamer.
Yeah.
We should kill everybody universally as a result.
No, there's a certain like casual sarcasm, like even keel approach to absolutely everything the exact same way. That's what a true neutral is. And Frosting is that. I mean, I'm
honored that you described me that way. Oh my goodness. You're the first person who's done so.
Well, I mean, is that not right? I mean, it seems like you just take everything in stride, like whoever, you know, you don't... I mean, you enjoy all the conversations of politics, and people can have wherever they lie on the political spectrum. It's like, oh, yeah, okay. And you just roll with it.
Well, yeah, and that was a learned behavior, because there's a point at which I realized that this is not at all profound anyway, but my opinion doesn't matter. Moreover,
that is profound, and I really appreciate that point. That your opinion doesn't matter.
Therefore, for me to have to spread my opinion or for me to try to impart my opinion on other people, because twofold, everybody else is going to be tied to their own opinions more often than not, to such a degree that even if I were to give them my own spiel on why I think what I think, that they're probably not going to change from their ways anyway, so why bother?
That is mostly true. I get what you're saying. My thing is, it's very similar to yours, and I respect that, because yeah, there's a lot of that where people are set in their ways, they have their own way of thinking, and your opinion doesn't change the facts, nor does it change other people's minds, so stop dwelling on your own opinion. My thing is slightly on that is that I do think certain positions do have actual better logical defenses than others. And so if I think so, then, you know, you can say so and defend that position, and don't get worked up about it. There's no reason to, right?
We can talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about it. And so it's not that, you know, milquetoast Tim Pool thing, the answer is always in the middle thing. It's really more that you just kind of, you withdraw your emotions a bit, and just kind of understand. Yeah, it's all way bigger than yourself, but you can also kind of admit, hey, this side does have a better argument than that side in this context or whatever. Yeah, I think that's.
Wait, this game's not 4x3.
No, it's not. Yeah. So that we resolved that an hour ago. That's fine. I think I'm done on that point. It's that it does have just kind of a useless. It's really a 1x1, right? It's just this. The gameplay area is 1x1. But like the edges out there don't really do anything.
I will be right back. I must acquire moisture.
All right. Yeah.
I will
hold you to your word.
So many
you will
things.
better be right back, or I will no longer trust you.
Yeah. And being in Florida, all I have
Alright.
to do is walk outside and inhale, and then I'm fully re-moisturized.
Re-moisturize.
You could just
think
have
I-
a glass of water as well.
I think I told that story
That's always
before,
good.
Where
Look at this. This
I
is
went
so
to-
pretty. You can zoom in on this, and it makes this.
Ooh.
Completes this.
Yeah, that story where I went to California recently, and we determined that I was biologically disinclined from hanging out in California because I'm so used to being in the wetness of Florida.
Yeah.
Got so dried out while I was over there. It's like,
Oh yeah.
what is this?
I have
air?"
never been to Florida. I have heard from a lot of people that Texas is humid, but the people that I have met I've never been to Florida, but people who have moved from Florida to Texas say this place is dry. So
I went to Texas a couple times. It's been years ago now, but I don't remember. For my whole time being over there, I do not remember having this awareness that I'm actively drying out to nearly the same degree that I did when I was in California.
I got that.
Yeah.
And as a Texan, when I went to California, I had huge drying out
Yeah,
problems.
it's
I know what
bad.
you're talking about. I cannot imagine what it's like for a Floridian. I'm telling you, my reference point is
Yeah.
most people say Texas is humid. Floridians told me Texas is dry.
Yes.
I dried out
Yeah.
going to California, so I can't imagine what it was like for you. Like, I had sore sinuses in California, so I know what you're talking about.
I was a beached fish. That's what happened.
I got
Anyway.
really badly sunburnt when I was in California. I don't know why, because the sun in Western Australia, it's really sunny here. But it just doesn't burn me, but California's like, yeah, I'm going to burn you.
Probably because of differences in ozone layer concentration.
Possibly. Something scientific. Maybe Tom could explain it if he turns up later.
I feel bad. Like, Tom, I thought... Tom doesn't... I think I intimidated him because we were talking about math and stuff. And I was really happy because, like, I'm a mathematician, he's a mathematician. And this last time I was like, yeah, you're good at math, right? And he was like, I don't know, I guess. Like, I think I intimidated him somehow. Now he thinks he's not good at it anymore.
Like
Did you notice that?
What?
I don't... Yeah, like, all of a sudden I was like, shit,
Yeah.
what did I do? Did I convince him he's not?
Yes, yeah, we all... Well, my feeling is that, you know, Tom's the brains of the operation, so...
But it
Yeah,
was... It surprised me. I don't
It'd be
know.
awful
Did I...
if he got the feeling that he wasn't smart. I don't know.
I think I
haven't
scared
heard
him. I don't know why he would think...
Hello, hi, I need your help.
Hello.
You need our help.
Am I in a second game right now with a...
Exhausted to joining this stream under the pretense that you guys were going to sing happy birthday to him.
Oh, what?
It's our birthday. Our birthday is in approximately 5 days on the 28th. So if there was ever a time to sing happy birthday, it would be now.
I'm just surprised because we never.
Yeah,
agreed
but
to
the happy birthday song is copyrighted, so you can't sing it.
No, it isn't. Not anymore. Shady.
No, that's the expiration date. It's now public
Damn it!
domain.
It
wasn't quite like
I just
that,
don't
but, yeah.
want to sing it.
Well, then everybody else can sing it.
Why didn't we sing For He's a Jolly Good Fellow instead?
If I knew the lyrics, I would do
Go
that.
for
but
it.
I
I'll be
don't.
right back. I gotta drain the main vein.
But yes, I'm going to sneak in
piping.
forward during the song. And then he'll notice. That's kind of the joke.
Just wait until Shady's peed before we do anything.
Well, no, he's not going to be here for a bit, so I'm going to hang up. And then when he joins, you'll know.
Also, bear in mind, Alex, there's 10 of us, and, 9 of us, and there's a delay. We're probably not going to be able to sing Happy Birthday in sync.
It's going to be quite a cacophony.
Then you can sing He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Whichever, you guys at least say Happy Birthday to him. That's kind of the joke.
We can't sing it together. That's the problem. Because
you don't have to necessarily sing it, but at least do the congratulations, because that's what the pretense is.
I love how he's calling it a pretense, saying that, wishing someone happy birthday is a pretense.
To get him to join in the first place.
Oh, you're not very nice to your brother, Alex. You should be nicer to him.
Well, considering that,
Did anyone see what Shady was doing with Joey?
Hello, pussy.
But yeah, I will, let's see what happens. All right, gotta cook my family's dinner now.
Good, being the real good domestic lad that you are. Got you, Alex.
Yes. Peace out.
Later.
Well, it's gone quiet all of a sudden.
Yes, I know.
Hello, Joey.
Gotten awkward.
Oh, Joey.
I like Shady's cap.
Joey's looking at the Texas flag.
Feels so much pride. No, Pride Month was last month, Joey. All right, Slim Jim. So what should we talk about, Lauren?
I don't know. I don't really have anything interesting to say. Sorry.
What do you mean? Everything you say is interesting.
No, I don't think so.
Not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, that's what people want to hear. I am aware of this.
Get the phone book out.
Mm-hmm.
You should should read the Mist novels, the Lauren audiobook.
Is that what people want?
I mean, at least one person wants it.
What,
At
you?
least 2 people want it.
Oh, Moss as well? I don't know.
What are we?
Oh my god,
what are
we
we?
should do a radio play of the of the Mist novels.
What are we doing now?
Talking about the Lauren audiobook.
Yeah.
How does that
Happy
feel,
birthday,
Lauren? That everybody's
Christopher!
just like, we want you to just speak
Yes, happy birthday.
things that other people wrote. That's what they. That's just the constant request. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's a bit strange.
We can't sing Happy
I would think
Birthday
so.
because
I'd be like, no, I
I'm
want to write
straight
my own
weird
shit.
feeling.
Nobody's
I feel-
interested in what you have to say. They just want to hear you speak what other people have to say. What's that like?
Well, no, because I said the
I know,
the
it's
phone
awful.
book thing, and then I'm just like, nah, that's a bit of a waste. We should do like an actual audiobook. I mean, by all means, Lauren, if you write out your own stuff, I would love to hear a reading of your a list of your full political beliefs on the nature of the world. That would be fascinating, I think.
Can you sing,
Let's
Lauren?
see. I can't.
See,
Try.
that is a big disappointment. That is a massive blow.
I'm
That's a
sorry,
red flag
Mods.
right there.
We're just all gonna be depressed the rest of the
I
stream.
can't have it all, right?
Well, you can.
Women are supposed to be able to multitask. Come on, you got this. That's what that means, right? The ability to do multiple different things.
Oh, you're
Nobody-
welcome.
Yeah, but this is
You're
not
welcome.
fair.
Nobody multitasks. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, they just.
Shady.
It's called
Okay.
switch tasking. That's different.
Yeah.
Shady. Christopher. Christopher is in the chat.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
The stream
See,
is
I knew
now
it.
being
Dear Christopher.
You know, I was
Happy birthday
wondering
to
how
you.
long it would take for one of you one of you besides Moss noticed I was here.
I have too many programs open to actually pay attention to that stuff. So
Oh shit, the voice
Well,
is
wouldn't it
taking
make
me.
the clunk sound at you when someone joins the call?
say
I
what?
wouldn't call it a clunk sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, pardon me.
What happened? Did you
Yeah,
fart?
like
What
that.
happened?
Yeah.
If that was Alec joining the call, I would like to say that both of us in the same call is a really bad idea.
Yellow again.
Is that, as Shady can attest to, he'll just think his audio is messing up all the time.
No, I mean, it took literally once, and I've wisened up to your shenanigans.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Doing fine.
All right.
Doing okay.
Well, we
Oh my
found out
goodness.
Lauren can't sing, so we're a little depressed.
I'm surprised Lauren's here. I thought she'd be in bed by now.
So now I can tell the
no.
difference between the twins. One is in a horrible
It's only
mood. The other is
midnight there.
reasonably pleasant. That's the thing that's the thing that's jarring.
Shady!
right now.
Unusual.
No!
Huh?
No!
What?
Shush! Shush!
Okay.
I'm just happy to be home. I just got back from a 10-hour shift, so I'm happy to be home.
Is this driving the train?
Yeah, working on the Zoo Line Railroad. It was 107 out here. Ugh.
Oh wow, that's pretty hot, even by Australian
It
standards.
hasn't even gotten that hot here. You're in the south.
What hours did you work between there, Christopher, at the zoo?
I was there at 7 and I got out at 5.
Okay, but were you on the rails the whole time, or was there preparation time as well?
So it takes about 30 minutes to prep the trains in the morning, and then we're on the trains pretty much the rest of the day.
So you get
Oh,
paid for the
nice.
entirety of the time, right? Not just when the train's actually on the track. Right?
No, hold on, repeat. You got cut off.
So you get paid for the entirety of the time, like including
Yeah.
the preparation stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, it's the safety inspection. It's the safety inspection to make sure, we don't lose brakes, or it's actually going to work.
I think it's worth the zoo paying for that time.
Yes. We've had instances where the brakes have failed and it hasn't ended well.
And it has ended well or hasn't ended well.
Hasn't ended well. The one incident is where, well, we actually don't know what happened. All we know is that an engineer came down the hill, and by the time he got to the end, he'd flipped the train over and he was dead.
I was about to ask you if you had
that's a good
ever
effort.
encountered any real-life trolley problems.
No.
Not to your knowledge.
No. We only go about 8
None
miles
that the government
an hour.
lets me talk about. What?
We only go about 8 miles an hour, and we can stop in less than 10 seconds. So thankfully, that hasn't been a problem.
Being able to stop a train in 10 seconds, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And if any animals get in front of the carriage, yeah, plenty of time to stop for them as well.
Yeah. So, though the animals, because they're so used to it, they can be a nuisance occasionally.
Yeah, they're a bit noisy.
This is gonna be another tough part of the game. We've had
for example, we've had groundhogs get into our tunnels and they won't move. So they won't get out of our...
Sorry, go on, Christopher.
No, I was done. What's up, Moss?
Has anyone ever seen that clip of the orangutan driving around on the cart around the zoo? And he's there, like, he's there with his, like, hand on the bar at the side, and he's there turning the steering wheel. Does that ever happen at your zoo, Christopher? Because that'd be awesome. If you're on a train and suddenly this orangutan goes past.
No. There was a show with the orangutan, but that was in the 60s.
Orangutans are awesome. Has anyone seen that video of the orangutan driving the car? I'll see if I can find the video. It was pretty funny.
I think I have seen it. But post it anyway.
I think I have.
This game looks very beautifully animated.
Oh, it's the golf cart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It does have a pretty nice art style.
What game is this? It looks very beautiful.
It's called Gorogoa. I'm not figuring it out right now. I'm just going for the last achievement, which is to get through the game in like under 500 moves or something like that. I streamed it. I got the game done in one stream. It's a very short game. I got it done in one stream last November. I got all the achievements except for this one, but only because of a bug in the game where... Because the way it's supposed to count your moves, obviously, you start a new game, it starts your move count at 0. There's a bug in the game where it doesn't reset that counter for every time you start a new game. It's for the session rather than the game. So you have to quit the game and load it again. So
this is a different one.
Yeah, so last time...
Shady, I cut you off there.
Yeah, so last time I went through the whole game in under 500 moves. I should have the achievement, but there's a bug. So I just needed to quit the game and do it again. So now I'm just following my old stream.
That seems like a relatively easy thing to patch.
It does. Maybe they've patched it now, but even then, I would still have to go through it again, whether they patched it or not. Anyway, I don't know. It's not really my business. I'm fine just doing it again. It's a relatively short game, even though there are some tricky spots in it. I already messed up one little spot, but I don't have it optimized, like the absolute minimum number of moves, but it's well under. I think it's in the low 400s number of moves, so I have some flexibility to screw up the number of moves without threatening the achievement. Let's just see what happens when I get to the end. Let's hope that it gives me the achievement. Next one is zoom out here. I'm actually literally following my old stream right now because I don't remember this game, but I don't want to figure it out all over again. So I'm still going off of what I figured out before. So it's not like I'm actually looking something up. I'm just following what I had already figured out myself.
What's the next game on the
Figure
list?
out
Do you have
why we're.
I got
figure
different
out
options.
why we've stuck around.
What?
Well, you can figure out why we've stuck around by watching your own video.
But what's next on the agenda, Shady? Or you haven't picked that yet?
I'm always pretty open, pretty flexible. I mean, this is actually already the second game that I'm trying to 100%.
I vote still for Space Quest 5 because I want to see it. I want to see what happens after Space Quest 4.
Did you actually finish that game last sub hangout?
I did, yeah.
All because I requested to see the one scene.
All right, I like how
Sunrise.
we have a very where I'm starting to tell you two apart by a lot, actually.
Who, me and Alex?
Yeah. You two are very
You mean
different
how
now.
I'm a lot less cynical than he is half the time?
Yeah, he's angry. He's bitter.
Yes.
He's a bitter ass old man
Yeah.
already. What the hell?
Yep. I could.
It's weird. Like, it's bizarre hearing you like all cheerful and stuff. It's nice
right,
though.
because it's the exact same goddamn voice.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That's the nature of a set of twins.
Yeah, but
Do you even feel the slightest
Well, I
amount
work for
of
Amaranth.
pity for my mother?
what was that again?
I said, do you even feel the slightest bit of pity for my mother raising two insane twins?
I didn't want to mention it, but I was thinking about the best way to bring it up.
What?
You know,
Sure
that's
got
how
quite a
banter
package
works. Like,
deal,
you're like,
didn't
is this
you?
the right time to, you know, or is that joke going to have a better punch later, you know?
What, you really think Shady?
What do I really think?
Yeah.
Of our madness or life?
Oh, wait, this is one of those intense puzzles. I gotta...
What,
This is
life?
hard, though.
Yeah, it is an intense puzzle.
Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. So it's not going to count as a move. Well, you guys don't have to shut up, but I don't think I can be involved in the conversation while... This is kind of one of those... Because you can see how there's kind of a timing thing right here, because every time this guy walks, he spins those kind of sun gears around, and it orients that thing in a different way. And since I'm trying to do this in the minimum number of moves, I need to stop it on the right one and kind of pay attention to what I did before. I don't remember how I need to stop it before. I don't know. There's always a joke about, I don't know, there's two of you. It had to be hell for your parents, and that's why you're not having kids, because they told you not to, because they told you it's awful, or whatever. There's always a bunch of jokes there, but it doesn't matter. Like, am I still here? Everyone's really quiet and
You're still
intense.
here.
Okay.
We're
We're just waiting to hear what you say.
Okay. So let me work on this. And somebody else say, I don't know what.
Lauren, tell us what you think of Christopher and Alex.
When is it? Has it ever paid off to put Lauren on the spot like that?
No, not really, has it?
It always pays off.
Well,
What's happening now?
I mean,
You're breaking up there, Alex.
Christopher just says he's leaving because I'm staying, so I guess I'll leave. He'll stay. It is your. This is his pad after.
We only got like half of that.
damn it.
So, I'll see you guys later, I guess. Bye.
All right, see you.
See you, Alex. Are you here, Christopher?
How dare he infiltrate his brother's pad, his crib, if you will.
Are you here, Christopher?
Yeah, Christopher's
I think
dead. He's muted.
Yeah.
Which,
What's up?
there he is.
Christopher, I really think you should go and try and cheer up your brother. He seems really not in a good way. Just go do something like sing to him or dance for him or just somehow cheer him up because he seems not good.
Give him a nice big kiss.
Well, I'll be doing plenty of that on our birthday. Thank you.
I know, but he's upset tonight. He's clearly not in a good mood. He needs cheering up.
I don't have the emotional energy to handle that kind of situation.
Yeah, but you're his twin brother.
If anybody knows how to make him happy, you do.
And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm actually being sincere. So you're breaking up there, Christopher.
I know. Trust me. I do know. I know a lot of methods to cheer him up, but...
Oh, yeah. All of the methods.
What?
Yes, all of the methods.
Well, you live with someone your entire existence, plus the 9 months prior to your own existence.
Oh, yes, can't forget about that.
You get to learn a thing or two about their interests, their quirks, and fascinations. Their particular interests.
I gotta cue this up here again. I got desynchronized.
Oop.
Well, that's very caring of you, Alex. Good to hear. And that was sincere as well.
Yeah. Well, he basically described how I feel in that, because we're twins, we're very territorial. Because for most of our life, everything we've ever had, we've had to share between us. So anything that we feel that we're a part of that the other intrudes into, we'd immediately get very territorial and defensive about.
Yes, that makes sense.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's no big deal if you're both here at the same time, but I guess it is.
To us, because this to me, I established
you share so much already.
Right. For example, me and Alex have never had our own room our entire lives because we've just had to share a room.
Oh, that'll go away. Don't worry. Hopefully you guys don't end up sharing a girlfriend. That'd be weird.
No.
Whoa.
I mean, that's kind of what happens with the conjoined twins, right? Like.
Oh, yeah, but they don't.
I know they can't help it, but that's just the first thing that comes to my mind.
Oh, what was it? Wasn't there some conjoined twins who were performers, and one of them really liked prostitutes and the other one didn't, so he got annoyed that he'd be kept up awake all night because his conjoined brother would always have a prostitute.
That sounds right. That sounds plausible.
When's
and
that
there was another
set of...
and there was another set of conjoined twins where one of them committed a murder. They got sent to prison. They had to let them both go because it would mean keeping an innocent man in jail.
Oh my god, it's the ultimate scam. Man, I've never seen double jeopardy like this before.
You can do whatever you want forever because I'm innocent. I can totally imagine the one that's innocent is actually the one plotting everything.
Exactly. But you somehow can't prove that
don't oppress me, you bigot. Yeah.
Blaming me for what he did. Yeah, because you could directly orchestrate the whole thing without having any hands on it.
Oh, it's not like they would never have a moment of confidence with each other.
Exactly.
By the way, I noticed that Slim Jim isn't here.
I think that
he's waiting for his kids to go to bed. He should be in the voice chat pretty soon. I think.
If he doesn't
Oh, I
get
think that's
inspired
all
by
the big
Mono
mouths,
Surge.
isn't it? It's you, Lauren, Slim Jim, and is there someone else? The Frosting, that's it.
Hi.
With a what? Sorry.
We're
I was
what?
gonna say, isn't that all of Shady's mods that are here then? Other
I'm
than
not a mod.
the only one left is Slim Jim.
I'm a
Yeah,
self-appointed
Frosting
mod.
is a mod.
Yeah, Frosting's not a mod.
So I have
Oh,
no power here. I pretend.
Yeah, he
that
doesn't
I
have
do.
power. He might help with a little bit of the project dev.
Even though I'm white for some reason, but I don't have power. It's very strange.
Wait, is Sarah actually joining the voice chat this time? Because Sarah was in the voice call, but she never joined the voice chat last time.
It's
been
all
here.
individual
Posting in the,
prerogative.
sub
I
chat.
like how that's one thing about you guys. You guys like, you grinders, like you'll ask me a question about what other people are gonna do, and I'm like, I have no idea what they're gonna do.
Because you're the master of this domain.
I remember one of you asked like if I was gonna have somebody on as a guest every single stream. I was like, I can't. That's not really up to me.
Well, was this Brad Dourif?
What?
Was that Brad Dourif?
What was what Brad Dourif? What?
The guest you were gonna have on.
I don't think so.
It wasn't in my plans, but only because it's not in my expectations. I mean, I would never.
Well, we had a conversation about that. That's why I was asking, because you're saying we were expecting you to have someone as a guest on. I was wondering if that was the person.
No, I think just,
I think that was Alex that asked that question.
Yeah, that's the thing. The reason why, sorry for using your last name, but I don't know how else to, because I don't ever. I used to keep you guys.
You don't remember our first name.
No, I do remember your first name, and I used to keep you guys straight. Like, I wouldn't mix you guys up until Moss kept mixing you guys up. Now I'm confused. True story.
I feel that.
Sorry, Shady.
But anyway, yeah, one of you asked, something along those lines, but no,
that would be Alex, because he actually responded to that in the text chat because he called you the Dungeon Master, which you kind of are in this case, but.
Yeah.
Okay,
what
these
about
four
Dylan
screens are
Dell? He'd
correct.
be a good guest.
Would he?
That would be so funny. He's
Just
a nice
like
guy.
do a co-op. Do a Dylan Dell Shady co-op
campaign
stream.
would look like, where all the mods were the various party members.
So yeah, have like Dylan Dell and Shady doing a co-op stream of Life is Strange.
Hey, I want you to laugh with me, not at me.
You'll never be a British sitcom star with that attitude, Shady.
Was that ever an aspiration of mine?
No, but you pretty much locked that possibility off now.
Oh shit! Outrun called Alex a girl?
He did. As a joke, you can tell it's a joke.
Everything's a joke.
Man,
you're going to be an absolute miserable person if you don't interpret literally everything we say as a joke.
Okay. Well, hold on. I'm going to intersect here.
Whoa there, boy! Whoa there!
Do you mean Jack?
There is a reason, but it's very complex. It all boils down back to the autism nature.
I know.
Oh, you already know that.
I know that, like...
It's pretty obvious.
I will never understand how truly difficult it is for you guys with autism. I will confess that.
Right, because that's
like
the nature
to think...
of having any disability, is that you can never truly understand.
Well.
Yeah, so like I will concede that point.
Well, I mean, if
I
you
would
tie
like to
an
think
arm
that
around
there's
your back for a day, you can probably get an idea for that disability, but
I would like to think, like, as hard as Like, there's got to be an instinct to kick in. I guess it's not fair for me to like.
Right, but that's the fundamental nature of it. We don't have them in the same way. That's
so
the nature
even though
of
it
autism
doesn't,
itself.
but I can tell from our conversation that you can conceptually understand it.
Right.
And so
right.
I know that the
Right.
conscious,
like,
that's your front part of your brain, right? The versus like your instinct, like the back of the brain, right? So something will override, like, oh God, this is what's happening, and so you're going to be certain, and you're going to want to. And so I cannot relate to how difficult it be, but I mean, I don't know if there was, even if it didn't.
Also, you have to consider the fact that it's called a spectrum for a reason. There's varying different degrees. Like, me and my brother have both conceded to the fact that I am better off than he is at understanding sarcasm, recognizing humor, taking things in stride. While comparison to him, he takes things way more literally, and he will take a lot more things to heart than perhaps he should.
I guess what I'm saying is,
honestly,
It's also kind of what your default interpretation of what people say is.
You'll probably never be able to change, that default interpretation. But it feels like you can have some degree of, like, as much as it seems like this, even if though you don't have like a sense of sarcasm or joking around.
Right,
it seems like there would be some way to just kind of train yourself being like, it makes total sense to assume this is serious, but I'm just going to have to instead assume somehow counter to all of my intuitions that it's just jokes, because it's all jokes. I mean, you know how jokes actually work.
Here's what I'll tell you, Shady. For me and my brother, it's not, we can't make that universal. We have to judge it from person to person. So for my uncle is the most sarcastic person you will ever meet. And for a long time, we took what he said literally, and a lot of the times we would feel hurt and burned by it. It took a long time for us to understand that that's just his way of showing that he cares. Because he doesn't do it with people he doesn't like or care about. But it took almost 4 years of work for us to overcome that initial sense of hurt. Same thing here. There are some, I know some things that it takes a long time to build that mental bridge that sort of tells you, okay, it's probably a joke, go this way. It's probably not a joke, go this way. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's completely against any remote sense of intuition you have, yeah. And it probably also, on top of that, doesn't even make sense why anyone would be the way we are.
Right, because I will tell you this. We're people of logic, pure logic. We try to take in the world logically, and the second a lot of things happen that are illogical, it really is detrimental, and we can have. You've probably seen tantrums before. That's what can happen. You can see. That's why autistics are known to have tantrums sometimes. It's that sense of our entire world feels like it's unraveling because of that lack of logic.
I mean, I can actually relate to that to a degree. Obviously, I handle it a bit differently, but I mean, that doesn't sound entirely foreign to me either.
Right. That's the thing, too. A lot of people think autism is completely unrelatable, but with the people that I've talked to, autism is just different degrees of what normal people experience.
And I'm not normal either, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Right. No person is. That's the nature
Normalcy
of.
is overrated.
And for the record, the particular comment about me being a girl is a sore spot because of my I was called that a lot in middle school, and Christopher can expand further. Oh, hi, Alex. Bye, Alex. Yeah, he was. We were both called girls a lot of the time because our interests were considered childish. And so I guess they equated that with being girlish. I don't get it either.
Women are children, apparently. Okay.
Yeah, that's how some people see it. which is so offensive.
No, stop being offended.
Alex was going to say something, but he left.
But this whole conversation feels very relevant to me because of the anniversary of the, what is it called, the ADA bills coming out
of your birth.
Well, that, but no, I'm talking about. Do you know of the ADA bill or are familiar with it, Shady?
ADA.
It's something Americans with Disabilities
Act.
Yes.
That was a guess.
Yeah, that's it. No, you got it. I couldn't think of what it was, but yeah, the anniversary of that bill's coming up, and it for a long time, people with autism were discriminated against. You know, they were not given high paid positions. But here's what I will say to any person that feels that who has a disability and feels discriminated against: nothing is impossible. Nothing is insurmountable.
I mean, you can't take a bite out of the sun. You can't take a bite out of the sun, so.
Well, what I mean is, when I was, I think, 2 years old, I went to a doctor's office, and they said that me and my brother would be crippled for our entire lives. We would probably never talk, and we would never be able to have a stable job. And here I am, 20 years later. I'm perfectly able to talk. I'm able to support myself, and I do have a paying job. So if someone tells you something's impossible, that you can't, that you can't do it, nothing is truly out of your reach.
See, this is what's so interesting, because you just said... I mean, I'm not even trolling you here, but it's like I try to interpret that statement in such a hyper-logical way, and it takes the Hallmark greeting side out of it, the greeting card side out of it, because it's like nothing. When I hear nothing is impossible, it's like, well, like I said, you can't take a bite out of the sun.
But you know what
I know, but think about that. I think that's actually significant for our. You just said, like, you had that cooperative, good faith interpretation that you know what I mean, sort of thing. Like, I know, but it's interesting to me that you may not actually be as hyper-logical as you say you are. It's just, I don't know. I just find that interesting.
But, right,
It's good,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I meant it in a positive way, but also my bladder is exploding right now, and I think you can interpret that without being hyper-literal about that either. I will be right back.
Yeah, piss a lot.
Yeah.
There's always a varying spectrum of what I take literally.
I think he's gone, Christopher.
Oh, did he leave? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I do apologize to everyone I buried with this conversation. I didn't expect to totally bury you all there.
Anyway.
Because I think Lauren I think Lauren disappeared off the face of the planet sometime 20 minutes ago. But
no, I'm still here. I'm just listening.
We need to send this conversation to the National Archives. Well, that killed the conversation.
Yes, it did, because the big person who's having a conversation with left.
Yeah, he does a lot, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. That would I suspect there's
Yeah,
a
but
direct
in
correlation.
his defense, I mean, you don't drink, do you?
What?
Once
Well,
you
I was
break
gonna
that seal, you need to go every few minutes. I
That
know this
sounds
too.
very dark, Alex. What was Matthew going to say? That sounds a bit more uplifting. What were you going to say, Matthew?
Right. Back with food. That was
Oh,
almost,
Sarah's back!
that
Yeah.
Me too.
was almost very bad.
You traded one twin for the other, we traded one twin for the other, by the way.
I could see. One of you is green. I went to go get some food and just got into my car and I drove down to the end of the neighborhood and I realized that I was wearing something very inappropriate. I'm wearing a shirt that says titty streamer on it. I can't go into calories in this.
Okay, I'll tell you this. People at the zoo wear the weirdest shit.
I can't go into the calories in this. I want to stand there or we can see me.
And that brings me back. Someone walked into the zoo, I think, with a shirt that said something to the effect of "Bitch, fuck off."
No, I will not fix your computer.
I can totally see me wearing this at a zoo or a park or something, but not in the calories.
Well, you're not actually allowed to wear that kind of stuff at the zoo. We would actually have you turn back around and either turn the shirt inside out or ask you to change. No joke.
Or take it off. Just take the shirt off. Won't have that kind of filth
I was
here.
like, I can't wear this. I gotta go turn around. Around that car so damn fast.
Hi, Sarah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's had a bit of an adventure.
Oh, she's telling the
Isn't
story?
that life, though? It's one great long adventure.
Tell Shady what happened, Sarah.
I almost went to the deli wearing a shirt that said titty streamer on it.
Oh, you're a titty streamer?
I am not, but I don't want to explain that to the deli workers.
It's a good story.
You know, Shady, this game makes me think that every frame is like a moving painting, and it looks very gorgeous.
It is. It's a nice game. I mean, I figured all this stuff out a long time ago, and I am kind of walking through the right answers right now because I'm just trying to get this achievement that I should have already gotten. So can't really gain the true appreciation for it.
So, Shady, I have an interesting question.
Uh-oh. I mean, I'm not like really dreading it, but I have to.
Oh, I usually try to ask interesting questions that lead to a long conversation so we can keep the conversation going.
Yeah. No, my thing is I also have to concentrate on the game too.
Oh,
so I'm just gonna have a lot on my mind. That's all I mean. Like I've got to focus on the game, but also, yeah, I'll take your question. Sure, go for it. But I don't know how much.
Is there a game that you got into purely for the art style, but then it didn't really live up to your expectation?
Purely for the art style. I mean, I'd have to look in my library. These aren't all the games I have, but let's see.
I asked this because is anyone here familiar with the game Cuphead? Does anyone know of it?
Not really.
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
I call Cuphead an example of this where it's
Cuphead.
done, where it's a game that it looks like a classic, like a 1930s Disney or Fleischer animation, and a lot of people bought it just purely based on that art style because it was a gorgeous art style, but it ended up being a really hard run and gun shooter. So in the end, it unfortunately, some people just couldn't get into it because of the difficulty. And I'm curious, Shady, do you have an experience like that where you saw something that you thought looked visually impressive, but when you played it, you either couldn't get into it or it was too hard or something like that?
I'm looking up and down my library. I mean, that's a very
Slim
nuanced
Jim.
position. Like, only... I try not to
Slim
get
Jim's
involved
here.
in any game just for its art style in the first place, so...
That completely devalues every reason I had for playing Myst.
Just the
Oh,
art?
hey, Slim Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hello. And not getting into something because it was too hard describes my dating life perfectly.
Well, take note, Florida man.
Can't hear you.
I think he's muted.
He is.
He
Yeah,
is
he-
muted,
no, he's-
and the headphone audio is muted.
He
Oh, he
decided to take
Quick,
up the life
everyone
of,
break
life of celibacy.
Colonel Frosty.
Yes, Jim has kids. He does have kids.
I do.
He-
I have
he
many.
He built a whole army over there.
A whole nation. of
Well,
little
I
Jims.
thought the joke was isn't it a baseball team? I thought that was the classic.
I don't have that many.
Well,
At
you
least
gotta
not the
try
ones
harder,
that-
Slim Jim.
He's
Not
close
the ones
to a
that
baseball team.
survived.
Yeah. Oh. I was not aware of that.
Alex, I think you missed the conversation because I don't see the correlation there.
It's a grim joke. We've had a
Okay.
few miscarriages.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I wasn't aware of that.
Man, I think this is the most people in the sub chat that I've seen in one of your sub hangouts so far.
Well, Shady is a very popular streamer.
Oh
Yes,
shit.
he is.
Well,
Florida
I
man
know
is
that.
back.
And he
Did you hear
normally has
all of
this many
the shit talking
subscribers.
we did about you while you were gone?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Good.
Good.
I have to
Good.
watch the VOD back, and then I will prepare along. Well,
Speaking of which,
No, don't do that. You'll be disappointed. We didn't actually do that. Don't waste your time.
Katie, I have to admit, you put a fast track on all your VODs because you've put about like 20 of them in the last week or two.
Yeah, because I fell way behind. I'm like 3 VODs behind. I'm almost caught up.
Can I ask, why do you keep letting yourself get back behind? You catch up and then you get back behind again.
He's got other things to do.
Because it's just, I guess that's the simple way of putting it. There's just,
He's got to live a life.
there's some steps to be taken, to get each VOD working. Just go here.
Encoding, uploading.
By the way,
Especially when the stream dies. God, that's the worst, because then I got to paste those 2 clips together. It makes me
But Stevie,
angry, but I guess if everybody's in
speaking
good
of which,
spirits about
I
it,
do
maybe...
have another question. Are you still on track
On
for
track?
the Shady Files? Wasn't it next month?
I have a
heard
full
you.
script. I need to show it to the dev team. I have a full script for Shady Files 8.
Yes, hello, I'm a member of the dev team.
Yeah, Frosting's not a mod, but he's part of the dev
prestigious
team.
honor.
And
It's pretty prestigious honor. I'm not part of the dev team, so.
Moss is
be
not in the dev
honest.
team, but he's a mod, so I'm very selective about who I want for each function.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I don't think there's a chance of hell of me being either of those things.
Does that offend you?
No, not particularly.
All right. The
I
thing about the
probably
dev
wouldn't be a
team
good
is
fit
that's
anyway.
the dev team is a much bigger revolving door. That's like,
Our
if I need
turnover
somebody-
rate's mad, man.
yeah, the turnover rate's mad. Like, for just as an example, if anyone remembers T Squared Productions, I mean, he was on the dev team while I was working on Fly
Yeah,
Mode.
that dude.
Yeah, because he knows a lot about Real Mist and 3D. I don't know.
Someone's
that
echoing.
early.
Friggin' dork.
Is it me?
Someone's
Oh,
echoing.
sounds like
I don't know
Mitchie.
who, but it's
Looks
like
Mitchie.
Oh shit.
Mitchie.
Confirmation.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm back.
I didn't
tried
hear
to
any
do
problems,
that.
but anyway, yeah, like the dev team is like an evolving thing where like if I just need like a specific bit of help for one specific thing, it's not a status thing at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember, Shady, of that time when you'd only you hadn't really set up the permissions on the Discord properly, and you wouldn't let me into the dev team group, so I just granted myself permission to access the dev team.
I had to. I was like,
because of how you set the permissions.
Yeah, so now mods cannot assign roles, which is sad.
You spoiled it for the other mods, Moss.
Yeah, only.
I went in there, took a peek, then I kicked myself out. So I was trying. It was mainly just trying to see if I could do it, seeing how I could break the system, rather than actually wanting to see what was.
I mean, that dev thread is almost never used, right? Like, I almost never put anything in there. I mean, you just pull up that page, and it still has stuff like right there for fly mode. Like, I mean, we just don't. I just don't use it. It's just kind of set up there for, you know, if I ever need it again, which I'm almost ready to post my draft for my completed draft for Shady Files 8, which one project, one sample. Could I get that done in a month if I actually stopped farting around and just decided to make it? Yeah, sure. Or I could just be like, what's another month? Let it ride. You know? I need to just do it. But
well, here's why I say that. We talked about August, I think, in the last one you said you wanted it done by August. Or was it September? You said one of the two.
Probably not going to happen now, I don't think.
9 won't be out in August. 8 might be. I think that'd be a decent goal, actually.
Yeah, we can keep having terrible ideas for what the 10th episode should be. So we had that discussion last
because we said,
it's like, you're the king of terrible ideas.
Well, because what Shady said was, did he want to do 9 as one big episode or separate it into multiple parts? I think was the conversation.
Episode 8, actually. I think he wanted to separate 8 into 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Was what he said.
Yeah. I said I thought that was smart, so you had a nice solid 10. But...
Yeah, but that's...
No, but
well, I guess now that it's... So, it's not about the number of episodes or anything like that. It's that, well, to put it bluntly, I have more information than you. So, I know what my... No, but I don't mean that as, like, an insult or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what the actual projects are. And the fact of the matter is that 2 of the projects are more related to each other than the third. The third one's just kind of an odd one out. So it makes sense when I think of the flow of the videos, the content, the presentation, and so on. It makes sense to me to isolate one but keep the other 2 linked.
Right. Of course, that makes logical sense. If you've got 2 things that are related, then and one that's the odd one out, you should do the 2 unrelated things, or 2 related things and the odd one out.
The point of Shady Paradox Files is to say I'm going to make something and more scripted gaming content. That's why. I'm not going to explain why I'm retiring.
I was gonna say,
that's in response to your brother, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, the Shady Paradox Files, isn't it essentially your life? It's a dive into aspects of your life.
Yeah, part of my script for 8.
Enough for my liking.
Yeah, Moss is waiting for me to get absolutely wasted so that I can talk about what a piece of shit my dad is.
I was going to say, Alex, Shady has no intention of retiring anytime soon. He has too much damn fun.
There's too many games left to play. I mean, you know, if he tries to get through all the 90s adventure games, he'll be at least going till about 2090.
If he lives that long.
Just need to stay healthy. Yeah. Stick it out.
What he needs is... I was going to make a joke, but I probably shouldn't. Never mind, go on. It's fine.
It's too spicy.
I was going to say,
even for
Shady,
Moss.
I mean, we know you know the project everybody wants, of course, which I assume even if you don't get to it within a decade, I assume you'll eventually do Riven.
The one everybody wants is the one where Lauren voices something I write for her to say because everyone wants her to read out
I was going to
things.
say that was just a suggestion I had, but most people I remember looking at your comments said that they wanted Riven.
Now, the one that we all want the most is for Shady to do an in-depth Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough. That's what we really want.
Yes.
2077 or 2099? I thought it was 2099.
2077.
2077.
I've only heard of 2077, unless there's also a 2099 I've never heard of.
I must be thinking of Marvel Comics again.
Gross.
The one with Keanu Reeves, Christopher.
That's the Matrix.
Shut up.
Did he just pop in here to correct him and then?
Yes.
Yes, he did. You know what's hilarious? Shady doesn't even. I've told this story to Shady, and he probably forgotten again. But correction is the entire reason I joined Twitch in the first place. On his stream, do you remember that?
You are correct. I have forgotten.
It was during your first stream of Riven. I think it was 2017. There was some conversation going on, and I had something I wanted to say and correct so badly. I created a Twitch account just so I could leave a Twitch comment.
So, yeah, a lot of that I'm not going to remember because back then I wouldn't know who you guys were. I didn't know who you guys were yet, but
No, I mean I've told you this story a number of times at this point.
Okay, well I'll remember now, even though
I'm not gonna remember.
Whew. By the way, this whiskey's really strong. Ooh.
You're drinking whiskey too?
Yeah, I'm mixing it with this Coke.
I managed to get Ur downloaded, and I got Ur Live working on my brother's computer, but then about a week later, the hard drive completely crashed.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I've been talking about, I need to post it in the drinks form. I made that thread, and I never posted it, even though I've got all these whiskeys. So there's that Rebel Yell or Rebel whiskey, that Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey that, you know, this is that old reliable, it's cheap, it's potent, it's great. But there's this other, that's like 40%, right? But then there's this 100 proof, this 50%.
Is whiskey a spirit?
No, I think it's a soul.
I try to ask a sincere question.
Well, that's the problem. You never ask sincere
sarcasm.
Yes, it's a spirit.
Sarcasm begets sarcasm.
But I thought you already knew that, Moss.
Yes, I did.
Wait, this
I'll
needs
just look it up on. I'll look it up on a internet.
On
search
Bing.
On an internet.
Next time. Yeah, on Bing, I'll type
I always
in,
say
"Is
that when
whiskey a
people can't
spirit?"
think of Google, will always say, like, you'll search it on Bing, and everyone. And I've had occasional looks, and I've actually had people ask me, "What's Bing?" And I'm like, "Oh."
What is Bing?
Everyone remembers that ad campaign.
I still remember a couple of times I used Bing, just because it was, Microsoft search engine. Remember a couple of times I used Bing because I used some program where it was
Google. That's all it is.
Bing.
It actually originated. Okay, Shady, I'm gonna see if you know this classroom.
I'm telling a story here. Can I finish my story? Thank you.
Okay.
So basically, a couple of times, I think Apple used to set Bing as their default search engine when they were having a tiff with Google, which is still ongoing. But I just remember using Bing a couple of times. I was trying to use the image search to look up, completely innocuous stuff. Like, remember I looked up the Journeyman Project once? And you scroll down, and completely unrelated porn would just pop up. I was just thinking, why would I want to use this?
What year was this?
This was about like 20 2012, 2013.
Oh, okay.
Or something.
Now the internet's
This
a different
was
place
years ago.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I was
so,
just,
That was back when
it
we had
really
freedom.
pissed me off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how many people
I didn't
remember
touch
this.
anything. I didn't touch anything. I just typed it in.
Now then the
To the search
feds
engine that
bust in
went
your
to
door and all
Bing.
this shit.
You didn't touch anything. You didn't touch yourself. You didn't touch. Nothing was touched.
But
Right.
does anyone
This
does
is like
anyone
the default
remember?
iPhone search.
Thanks for the obvious
anyone-
joke, by the way, Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's like, doing my duty. Someone has to say it. Yeah.
Obvious joke is obvious.
I want to see if anyone remembers this. Does anyone remember Ask Jeeves? Does anyone
of
remember
course.
that?
Oh, hell yeah.
I do.
It was ages ago.
Bing is actually the development of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like whenever I think of Ask Jeeves, I mean when I first told somebody about it back when it existed.
Well, it's a sad
This other
thing to
guy,
say.
this guy I told about it was he just kept bursting out laughing and thinking it was hilarious. And I found out later he thought I said Ask Jews. So that's what I always think when I hear Ask Jeeves. I'm like, oh yeah, that site that one guy thought I said AskJews.com.
Isn't it like a reference to like butlers? Isn't that the joke? Like, is
Yeah,
it
it's
Jeeves?
reference to Jeeves and Worcester, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does it? Okay, here's another one. More people remembers this. Who here had a MySpace account? I did not.
I did.
I did not.
I did.
I did.
I made an account. I never did anything with it.
Because I'm based.
Based in the space.
What's based? Not having a MySpace?
No, having a MySpace.
Oh, having MySpace.
What do you want, Jacob?
I assume that's one of the. I assume. But am I making any of you feel old yet?
Oh my gosh.
I don't think so. I don't think we need provocation for that.
No.
You're only as young. You're as young as the woman you feel, or what's the expression? Something like that.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
I think you might
do
have
what now?
crossed that, Moss. Just putting that out there.
You're as young as the woman you've.
Remember when AOL accounts were in video games enlisted?
I remember that, yeah.
My mom
We've got
still
11
uses
people
AOL.
now. Oh, Chris, Alex wanted to say
Alex
something.
is
I
only
think.
jumping in and out because he's respecting my space, which I am very appreciative of. Thank you. But
I wish Tom was
remember.
I know. I miss
remember-
Tom. Tom's a good guy.
I remember.
Scared him
the
off.
Old,
I don't understand. I don't like it. It bothers me.
what bothers you?
I think I scared Tom off.
Oh.
That makes me
Does it,
sad.
I still
Oh,
remember
anyway,
the old
okay.
AOL dial-up.
Well, I sent Tom a message telling him we miss him. So
Bro, I
Good.
remember life
Way back
before the
when.
internet. Don't at me.
I still have a computer that still has it's my mother's old computer that still has XP on it.
Oh, XP was good. I mean, it looked dumb, but it was a good operating system.
yeah, I
I
really
like
hated
XP.
the visual appearance of XP. I thought 2000.
But you could change it. But you could change it.
Okay, here's a good question. What was the last good Windows?
Windows
7?
3.1.
It was pretty good.
3.1.
11's pretty good? Because I've heard everything post Windows 7 is terrible.
I said 7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
I like how they skipped to 9 because 10 was going to be the definitive final Windows. Hey, we're going to upgrade you to Windows 11.
Yeah, you know what? It would have been nicer if they just stopped and said Windows 7 is the final version. Then no one would have had any issues.
Well,
But they're
here's
like, no,
my thing
Windows
with
10's the
operating
final version.
systems. They're never going to be done, right? Like an it'll always be a new version eventually, right? Like that's just the
Yes, but
nature.
You'd expect them to be stable at some point, which Windows 10 has never been. They've never actually had a stable version of Windows 10. It's been in perpetual beta until they decided that it's going to get superseded, so that's what really sucks about it.
Oh, this is a good question over here. What is the worst computer program to exist? McAfee antivirus?
Definitely not anything for Temple OS.
I mean, that seems a little too broad. I've got a question for the more tech savvy.
No. I like this question because I love the subjective interpretation of this. It could be something like an antivirus program.
I love Netscape.
It could be
Right,
so
it could be an active program. It could be a virus. It could be...
so you could just let your heart sing. Just let it just tell us what you think is the worst program.
This seems like something you could put to a philosophy class, and they could spend a good 10 hours debating the merits of such a question. Because theoretically, you could argue that life is a computer system. You could argue that the method by which we developed is, essentially all DNA is. Isn't it essentially a code reader reading code instructions and then doing it? You could argue the human body is a computer system.
If this is turning into I fucking love science, the stream, I'm out.
Do they have a computer program you really hate, Jim? Do you want to submit that as your answer?
There's plenty of programs that I hate. Actually, yes, I can actually definitively say there is a program that sucks, and it's whatever manages the Army's distance learning system.
Okay.
Because it never works.
Flash?
I don't know what it's written in.
That's my answer, Flash.
But it goddamn sucks.
Yeah,
Flash is
Adobe Flash. Yeah, that program sucks too.
Flash is dead though.
I know, but it still sucks. It continues to suck from beyond the grave.
It does.
I don't.
I really miss Flash games.
I'm going to submit an answer. YouTube's current COPPA system and how it has screwed over many content creators.
Oh, like the Lego people and stuff?
It's screwed
As long as it keeps... as long as it keeps shitting on the train people.
It's... Do I get into this discussion? This is tough.
I wouldn't get in an argument with Slim Jim if I were you.
No. I mean, because COPPA system screwed over way more than that, and I could go into a long rant about how screwed up the system actually is.
Fuck the system, man. Burn down the system. I hate the system. We need a new system.
I would actually argue in this case it would be totally worth it.
We should install Linux.
Yes. I definitely agree with installing Linux.
Okay, what is Linux? Because I'm not familiar with it.
Turn in your nerd card.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Linux is only one of the most popular operating systems.
It's got to be the third most popular computer operating system.
It's otherwise known as Linus Unix. It's a portmanteau of Linus Torvalds' name, the creator in Unix.
Yeah, but it's not Unix. It's Unix-like, though.
Yes.
Like BSD is
my understanding is that it was based on Unix architecture. Or like design was based on it.
This actually was the question I was going to ask. What is the worst OS?
Windows
ME, right?
Millennium Edition.
Yeah.
Windows ME.
Yeah, I had that as a kid, and we thought it was us. We thought the problem was us, that there was something wrong with our system. No.
I swear that thing was haunted.
Yeah,
okay.
I am now, that actually has been a relief for me to understand the problem wasn't us and our computer and our specs and all this. No, it was that operating system was bad.
Would it just like randomly sabotage drivers for you?
I've never used Windows.
I don't remember at this point. Maybe I blacked it out. Maybe it was too traumatic. I don't remember.
Was the Millennium System what led to the Y2K scare?
No.
No, I don't think.
No, it's different.
Bro, how old are you?
24 or 23, about to turn 24.
Well, let me go get my dentures real quick.
Okay. Shady probably can answer this. Were you involved, Shady, in the Y2K scare? Did your company have to worry about it, or were you too young at that point?
Oh, I was too young. I mean, I was before college. I'm not that old. Come on now.
You would have been what? Like, you would have been in
14?
high school, right?
15. Yeah, 15. Yeah.
Well, 14 when the year 2000 came around.
Correct. 14. Yeah.
'Cause you hadn't had your birthday yet.
Yeah. Don't expect me to do numbers right now. This is 50%.
I'm not that much older than you.
No.
I remember sitting at my buddy's house watching Star Trek Generations, drinking fake champagne, waiting for the lights to go out. That was how I did New Year's Eve, 1999.
Game.
Why Generations?
Because it was on TNT.
Oh, all right.
So
We were just channel surfing, waiting for the ball to drop.
Alex
The
is going
ball
to
to
speak.
drop.
Everyone be quiet. Alex, everyone be quiet. Alex wants to say something.
I just want to ask a simple question. What makes you all feel the oldest?
You.
What was the question? What?
Just knowing that my
What makes you feel
childhood
the oldest?
being an adult.
Mitchie, you're very quiet.
I guess the fact that my childhood could literally be an adult at this
Like
moment.
you hear something and go, "Oh God, is it really been that long?"
I actually have a soldier in my unit who the age difference between the two of us is old enough to drink.
I messed up. I lost 2 moves. I need to go over here. Okay.
It's fun. It's an interesting question because my mother is actually watching Stargate SG-1 right now, and it's hard for me to believe that show is nearly 30 years old now.
Oh, I know.
Mine is the one that makes me feel the oldest is I have a connection to the Sonic the Hedgehog series, and that series just turned 30 years old. Yet it feels like it's not that old. But interestingly, gaming is such a new medium that I feel like everything in it is new. But no, gaming as a medium is over 40 years old at this point.
It's almost 50.
It's more like 60 years at this point, actually.
No, it's right. It's 50 because I think it was 70. 70.
Computer
Pong was the 70s. I know that. I think Pong was.
No, they had Space War in the 50s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but that wasn't exactly too mainstream.
I was gonna say Pong
is a computer game though.
All right, I gotta be right back. Doesn't matter. You guys are good on your.
Oh, it's I've played games like these with the train.
1962. All right.
I still don't know what to put here for a quote, by the way. So
that's 60 years.
Have we decided on what we're gonna put there?
I want to put in Slim Jim's comment that
okay.
I liked earlier.
Shady, this will sound silly, but I kind of wish that you had an archive of all the quotes you've used.
We've talked about this. I already have that. I do. I have it logged. We talked about it during one of the We Were Here streams. I gotta be right back. Anyway, what do I put here? I mean, I think Outrun said something really good, and he doesn't have a quote yet. I know Slim Jim may have said something nice, but he has like 3 quotes already. I do try to spread the wealth. I know that sounds very left-wing, but, you know, I do like to spread the wealth.
Who has the most number of quotes?
I don't know, but I have the most cheers, and that's all that matters to me.
I think Moss has the most, doesn't he? Moss or Samus.
Speaking of which, did he just fall off the face of the earth? Because he seems to have disappeared since we did
Moss is in the chat.
No, not Moss.
Samus.
I know. I'm being facetious.
What? Oh God, what was the game that me, Shady, and Moss did? Journeyman Project. They're always facetious.
All right.
Imagine if we were like all together in one room, like everyone in this voice chat. Basically, Christopher would be like opening the door to make a remark and then slamming it shut again.
Alex, you mean?
You mean Alex?
My bad, Christopher. My
What's
bad.
the difference?
We're all lined up in a circle.
Forgot to log on to my messages.
I'm debating at some point posting a picture in the chat of the two of us, just so you can get an idea of what we look like.
No, we've already seen it. That photo already got posted.
Oh, okay.
In the supporters thread.
I did it in secret, Christopher, of us at the Museum of Transportation on the footplate. Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't ask me that, you asshole. Can't you just tell that we just love each other so much?
Such
That's why you share a room.
By the way,
weird noises.
room until I found out about his snoring.
All right.
Yeah, he won't sleep in the same room with me because I snore too damn loud. But so he frequently will sleep on the sofa just to avoid hearing me snore. Or in the guest room, depending on his mood. Anyway, sidetracking from that point. And it seems everyone has died.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
And Sarah's comment about when Shady
yeah, apparently
played
Twitch, Discord detected that as noise, so you didn't hear my dying sound.
It's just
noise. Yeah,
it was very good.
I did have I was on the BRB at this point. Oh, I know what it was. I was commenting in Abduction how awful about how awful the trains looked. And then I said something to the effect of I wanted it I was happy that it blew up because now it's gone or whatever. Because I know it sounds stupid, but whenever I see a horribly inaccurate train in any media, I always go ape shit.
You do?
Because I feel like it's not that hard. It's not that hard to do research and figure out how to make an accurate one.
What are we talking about?
Trains.
Oh. I thought we were talking about bombs.
No. Well, at the end of Abduction, a train blows up, and I was happy because it looked terrible. He probably remembers.
Yeah, I do. Trains and bombs.
That is what holds my BRB comment.
Trainsandbombs.com. Okay, what?
I have
not bombs.
Trains not bombs.
Played
have you seen
I've played a number. Oh. This actually reminds me of something I want to do with Shady because it's a train related puzzle I think Shady would like because someone's actually invented a number of puzzles. They're not a puzzle game specifically, but they're sort of puzzle challenges. I think it's you have a rake of 5 and 3 wagons, and then you have an order number, and then you randomly number each wagon, and then you pick out of a list which ones you have to put in what order, and then what actually their location is. And the challenge is, how do you get the cars rearranged so it fits that particular subset? It's a really fascinating challenge. I should post a version of it for Shady to do.
If you like trains, have you seen Buster Keaton's The General?
I haven't, because I haven't been able to get a version of it.
Hey, pal, not to interrupt you, but just to inform you, dinner's ready.
All right, Alex is the angry one. Christopher's the happy one. I will never get him confused ever again.
No, but I really badly want to get a copy of it because I refuse to illegally download it, but I don't know how to get it officially.
What if I illegally downloaded it and then gave it to you?
It is in the public domain, but I don't know how you access it.
Well,
archive.org.
Probably. Yeah.
But Buster Keaton's The General is a wonderful train story. It's because it's based on a real chase. The chase really did happen.
I've seen the Count Dankula documentary. I know.
Yeah, it's I've actually at some point we'll go visit the 2 engines involved, because you can actually go see the 2 engines. Yeah, both engines in the real chase survived, and they're both on display.
That's disappointing.
Was this like a Mad Lads thing, Slim Jim?
Yes.
Yeah,
I have seen the Mad Lads.
To watch that.
It's good.
Yeah. Buster Keaton did a lot of good work, actually. Not just The General, but he did a number of good films.
If you look in TV and film, I posted a link to archive.org's hosting of the film.
Okay, I'll have to do that. Another one I would recommend if anyone is actually interested in railway, the sort of what railway preservation was like, I would really recommend the Titfield Thunderbolt, if anyone is familiar with that film, which I doubt nobody here is. It's a really it was filmed using a real railway that was closing down, and shows just how against the higher ups of the British railways were against the idea of preserving a railway.
That's because they're British.
What is
I'm
going on?
Based on the early versions of the Tallylyn Railway, a railway in Wales that became immortalized in Thomas for the Skarloey Railway.
I'm gonna be in trouble with this stream. My goodness.
Why?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the whiskey's really strong. I don't know. I'm already feeling it pretty bad.
Well, cheers then.
I'm trying to just follow along with what I did. And I'm struggling over here. There's no way I could play Rethink today.
Let's test this. Okay, you guys ready?
Uh-oh.
Doesn't help you're hearing 2 voices of the same person.
Word association challenge. Taxation.
Theft.
Bingo.
Yes. All right, I'm fine. I'm good for another 9 hours. Let's do it.
Taxation pays for things.
It pays for corruption and bullshit. All right, let's go.
Like trains.
Yeah.
All right, he's still good to go. Send him back in.
All right,
So
I'll be
talking
right
about-
back.
All right, have a nice dinner, Christopher.
All right.
But yeah, speaking of Mad Lads, I saw something similar. The Lotus Eaters put up a video, I think it was this morning, about how this
means.
I was actually speaking, Alex, but what do you want to say?
No, come on now. That's too much pulling
I'm
rank.
invading. Because I'm not hungry because I ate late for lunch. But yes, Mostab, continue, please. Be the magnificent storyteller you are for all eternity and all ages.
Sorry, I was just gonna say
I thought you didn't know sarcasm.
I was about to say, I think he's got it down.
I think he's doing well over there.
Good stuff. But
yeah, we enjoy it. Keep it up. That actually wasn't sarcastic.
They were talking about how there was this wolf called Coutard, which was terrorizing France for about 3 years or so, and they were telling the story, and it legitimately sounded like they were fighting this war because this leader of this wolf pack was amazingly smart. Like I think he circled around Paris' city walls forever, and they knew because they could see the wolf tracks. They were just circling around at night just to try and figure out the way in, and they eventually found there was like this 3-foot gap between this wall and this grating, and they got in and just mauled people.
God damn it, make a move, Shady.
And it was weird because it got to the point where these wolves were like, we're not interested in cows anymore. We only want human flesh. So ended up just like ripping the citizens of Paris apart. And yeah, it was, wow, it legitimately sounded like it was like this epic battle, but it was with a wolf, this really, really clever wolf. I didn't end up finishing it because Shady started the stream, so I stopped partway through the video, but it was
your fault,
yeah,
Shady.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was
not
part,
that one, this one.
It was part because there's apparently people who want to reintroduce wolves into the British countryside, and they're arguing, saying like, no, that's a bad idea because wolves kill people. Why would you deliberately make
it is a bad
British
idea.
countryside unsafe?
Moss,
Yeah.
doesn't your country know personally that introducing a species into the environment is a terrible idea?
They're really good at keeping other species out.
Because am I misremembering something about a toad or a frog or something?
Cane toads. Yeah, cane toads. Those little fuckers. Yeah.
Aren't those the ones with the pus?
Yeah, they're not nice creatures. I think they got introduced from Hawaii to keep the rabbit population down, and now they're just spread everywhere.
It wasn't rabbit. I don't think. I think it was emu. No.
Emus.
Emu. Yeah.
Ooh,
Emus, not emus.
Clever.
Emus.
Look at that.
It's weird, Mostab, because I'm listening to a podcast that has an Australian in it that talked about this very thing.
I know, and there's only like 3 Australians in the world.
Yeah.
No, there's more than that. It's just either you live in the city of Sydney or you live in the boondocks.
Oh, sorry.
In between.
Well, I must be in the boondocks then.
Yes, obviously. I mean, you said it. Oh God, I hate church bells now. They're awful.
What do you mean?
Let me focus.
Because.
Well, okay. Go ahead and rant about church bells.
stream.
Fine. Just understand, if you want them to stop, I have to solve the puzzle.
Okay, I hate
It's
them
not a
because-
monkey with an accordion.
No, it's because my school had the church bells every hour. Like, the time changed, so I would hear them almost all the time. Because class gets out, church bells. Class starts, church bell. And it was a constant stream of church bells, and I'm like, whenever you listen to something long enough, it, like, degrades your ears. You know what I mean?
You develop misophonia
I
for that type
do.
of sounds.
Oh my god, I have that at work with my desk phone ringtone. I'll be in a completely other part of the office, and somebody else will have the same ringtone, and I'll be like, ah, ah, ah. Oh, that's gone away now, though. Now it's the point where I don't give a shit.
Oh, this looks pretty epic here. I'm pretty deep into the game here.
Are the balls?
Yeah, because I got all 5 colors. I don't know what this last.
Chaos Emeralds?
Asking the real questions here. Okay.
This is what DMT is like, isn't it, Shady?
Yeah, because
You think I would know? I'm insulted.
Chaos Emeralds even are.
You think I've done every drug just because I drink alcohol?
No, it's because you like Rogan.
Actually,
Maybe
since we're
Rogan
on the
mentioned
topic of alcohol, I want to address why Christopher and I haven't drank it. It was because our father was an alcoholic. That's why. And
I can respect that, although I will say that nobody in my family has a handle on alcohol at all, except for me.
Yeah. Here's the truth, Shady. Our father was an alcoholic, and to make matters worse, autistic people are more susceptible to fall to alcoholism and drug use due to the way our bodies are basically programmed in our brain.
Yeah, I would never, especially, I feel almost a little bit of responsibility hosting a stream. Like, I want to say, like, I don't want to get anyone else onto any sort of narcotics of any kind. Just because I drink on stream.
You don't want to get them obsessed with adventure
yeah,
games.
so
That would be very bad.
I do this, but don't do this yourself. I like to think I got a handle on it, despite the fact in my whole family tree, I mean, my father, my mother is almost like, she had like one drink ever and didn't like it, so she doesn't count. But like her dad was alcoholic. There's my sister's terrible with alcohol. Like there's nobody in my family tree that actually has a handle on alcohol, except I like to think that I do. Maybe I don't. I think I do though, because
well, Shady, let me put it to you this way. Not only that, I've never seen you get violent or make really, really bad choices when consuming alcohol.
It makes me happy. Alcohol makes me happy. If I drink enough water, I won't be hungover the next day.
In my father's case, what it did was basically forced him away from my mother. Like, I never saw him as a child, ever.
Yeah, like I keep hearing these weird, like, bad cases with people. It's just so strange. Like, I don't understand. Well, see, I have two rules with alcohol. My two rules with alcohol: one, I don't drink alone, which, you know, physically I'm alone, but I consider myself hanging out with all of you guys. This is actually a social activity for me. So I'm not drinking alone, despite the fact that physically I'm by myself. The fact you're all here, this is a social activity. Second rule, I do it to be... I don't do it to, like... People do it, like, to self-medicate, to, like, if they're sad, if they're, you know, depressed, whatever, try to heal a wound. Never do that. That's dark. Drugs are not for any sort of, like, you know, get you out of the pit.
Drugs are not meant to medicate you.
Yes, they are not. I'm not going to word it the most eloquently right now.
Like, marijuana, there's medical marijuana that I respect that because it's a prescribed medication.
Sure. I think I'll mostly agree with you on this point. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I think I mostly agree with you on that point.
It's when you start taking medication and try to medicate yourself without consulting any medical professional that I'm like, no, that is a terrible idea.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you're going more down that rabbit hole than I wanted to right now, but I think I pretty much agree with you. I just want to say, in my case, I drink alcohol to become more happy, as opposed to try to, like, fill a void where I was sad and I'm trying to, like, heal something. This stuff is not for healing. It's for if I'm already stable. It's for elevation. If I'm already stable, if I'm already happy, this just kind of, you know, makes for a fun, good time. But never do it to self-medicate. Yeah. So I think we're basically in the same place. Yes, I agree.
Peace back. I'm gonna peace out. Bye-bye, everybody. Still
in general.
All right. Good hanging out, Christopher. Oops.
You mean Alex?
Alex. Damn it.
Wait, that was Alex?
That was Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, you seem more... I'm like, oh, the grumpy old man is Alex. That person seemed less grumpy, so I'm going to assume that's Christopher.
I went to go get dinner. He jumped in. Now that I've gotten dinner, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
I generally think of drugs as being a bit of a last resort anyway.
What are you eating? A Snicker bar?
Depends.
Drugs.
Well,
I mean,
just eating drugs.
to help us sleep.
Yeah, I got a handful of Motrins I'm chomping on right now. Of course I say that because that's the hardest drug I do.
Oh man.
I still got a bunch of the really fat.
I will enjoy the good times while they last before I get canceled by all the terms of service violations.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm surprised I haven't been cancelled yet. I'm pretty sure I violated most of the Twitch terms of service.
Please stop doing that on my channel.
No, not me. Well, not while I'm in your voice chat, but you know, when I'm like in the text chat, I'm sure like if like a lot of stuff Twitch would be like, all right, well you can't have an account anymore.
You know, okay.
I mean,
I'm going to make a comment here. Twitch is surprisingly selective about that. If you're big enough, apparently, like the rules don't apply to you.
Especially if your breasts are big enough.
Takes his head off with a water tower. That's a story.
It was a bottled water tower.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He's talking to me there. I guess you guys want to hear this story, don't you?
I just want to hear stories.
What was that? Hold on, say it again.
I understood that just fine.
To take a long water tower.
Basically, it was an old toy we had, an old water tower toy, and I was particularly pissed at him, so I threw it at him, and it basically shattered something. I forget what, but it was very heavy. It was a good pound or two. So.
And of course, in that moment, if your luck is anything like mine, you hit bang on in the perfect critical spot.
No, I missed pretty badly.
Yeah, don't throw stuff at people. That's just rude.
But I think the only one here with very good aim should be Slim Jim, logically.
I don't know, how's your throwing arm, Slim? Ah, he's dead. Alright.
Jim! Wake up!
He's dead, Jim.
Jim is dead, Jim. Oh, wait.
No, you shouldn't, because then I'll go upstairs and attack you because it's your damn fault.
Personal responsibility.
I must return to the Starfisher.
Am I the only one that still thinks the Starfisher visual is still one of the coolest visuals in all of gaming?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, I just love that opening shot.
That's cool.
From this. Of you're looking through the Starfisher to Riven. Ooh, that's a good question. I just thought of a good one. What is the most screenshotty moment you've ever had in gaming? Just the moment that you feel the need to just implicitly capture.
All the BRB quotes.
But that's not specifically a gaming moment, but you know more what I mean. Like I said, my moment is one
I
of
gotta
mine
clear my
is
head
the
first. Someone
Starfish
has to tell Alex how to properly spell Fisher. No, I'm serious. Like, I'm not trying to like call him out or whatever, but like, I know that it's a homonym. But yeah, it's a homonym. But there is
not sure how
definitely...
you're for stars, but
there we go. Thanks, Matthew. Sorry, that was just, I was like, I was distracted until that was dealt with. All right, thanks.
Anyway, do you have an answer, Shady?
Like a screenshot worthy moment in a game. That's tricky because, like, you know, I try not to spend like an excessive amount of time on it, but like with the VODs, I do actually pick out a screenshot for every thumbnail for the VODs. I don't just upload them and let YouTube randomly pick, because it always picks something in like the first 5 minutes, which is always like the same intro screen over and over. So I actually have to think about this question a lot. So there's just so many games at this point. So my brain is just full of, you know, if you look through my whole VOD history, like those were all hand selected still shots, not, you know, entirely meticulous, but I try to pick out reasonably descriptive thumbnails for every video. So I guess I've just taken a whole lot of screenshots at this point of my own streams. So that's kind of a hard question to answer for a reason I hope you find understandable. But I do have a huge library of thumbnails that I have handpicked. Not to get views or anything, but just because, you know, I know that the way YouTube algorithms work, where you're supposed to, you know, put your own face on it and make it, you know, put the big, you know, obnoxious text on it. I don't do any of that. I just pick out a literal screenshot from the VOD to make it look natural, but it is handpicked in the sense that I don't want it to be just the intro screen or whatever over and over. Yeah, so I've had to actually address this. So it's hard when I've done that so many times to be able to think of, you know, the all-star screenshot that stands out among all my screenshots that I've handpicked over the years. That suddenly becomes a very difficult question.
Right, and I wasn't even talking about your streams. I was just talking about, like, adventure games that you play. Like,
no,
in general,
I know,
not
but
even
like
on
that's
stream.
what I try to do. Where I try to, I kind of think about this question, where, you know, I try to pick out, kind of in line with your question, I want to pick out, like, what is this, you know, this rich moment in the game, like the best perfect visual of the game within that stream, you know. I mean, I guess I could say, you know, I mean, obviously there are certain angles of, you know, the screenshots in Riven, but I mean, I remember.
I was going to say, I honestly think, Shady, if someone just pulled up a random screenshot of Vision, you'd be able to list the exact location within less than a second.
I don't know if I could tell you that for sure now. I mean, you can see how, like, right now, I'm following a stream that I myself carried out in just last November.
You were sober, of course.
I mean, I guess I could recognize any moment from this game as being Gorogoa, but I mean, my memory at this point, I've played so many games at this point. It's amazing how little I remember of this game. I thought I would remember more, but
well, that's actually good for you as a. I would say that's good for you as a puzzle game.
In a sense, sure.
Because one of the big problems with puzzle games is if your memory is too good, you only really get one experience.
Yes, because of the replayability. Yes.
Right, but you're at that stage where you've got kind of a memory, but some things are forgotten. So I'd say you're at that perfect stage.
I'm just old. Welcome to the cane like this guy.
What is the one game you could see that magic again, and this is to everybody?
Oh, Alex was asking, what's a game that you wish you could forget, so you could re-experience your first time?
I wish I could wipe my brain of my very first adventure game of all, you know, of my life, which was King's Quest VI, because I never solved that game.
Does anyone else have an answer to this?
How do you beat it? Did you use a guide?
Yeah, I just basically read the hint book because I was a child. I didn't understand what adventure games were.
Does anyone else have an answer of a game they wish they could wipe their memory of and play for the first time again?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
Probably Breath of the Wild would be one.
Ooh. That's a good one. I argue, actually, the original Myst. Or Riven.
I mean, sure. I'd love to solve all these again. But at least I solved Myst. At least I can tell myself I solved Myst when I was 12 years old. I didn't solve a lot of these other ones. Ugh, stupid.
Moss, do you have an answer?
Maybe Legacy of Time.
Wish I could forget that the Frogware Sherlock Holmes games existed and send them all to the void.
Oh, that's a different thing.
I kind of want to see Shady plays those. Is anyone here familiar with those? The Frogware Sherlock Holmes?
No.
Those FMV Sherlock Holmes games.
Are those what?
Are those the FMV Sherlock Holmes games?
No, they're in 3D.
Oh.
Like actual 3D?
The first one was pseudo 3D. Like they're very similar to Myst, but the rest of the series are in full 3D.
Okay.
The latest one, I would or the Crimes and Punishments is a really fascinating one, and I would say it's the first game I've ever seen where it actually makes you feel like a detective. Where the idea is you have a bunch of evidence you collect, and then you have to
really
put the
careful
pieces
here.
together, and then you can actually reach false conclusions if you work through the deduction process wrong. So it has, and you can get different endings to the cases depending on what deductions you use. And I'm like, that's so fascinating. I'd love to see Shady give that a shot. Maybe I should gift him that for him to try.
Sorry, I had to concentrate on this other moment. I'm right at the end of the game, and I hope that I haven't screwed up enough to where I end up going over the move limit. So you see, now I've filled up 4 of these colors.
What happens if you don't pull it off? Are you just going to hit restart and try again?
How much time do we have? Let me answer your question with another question.
You're asking the wrong
when you are only one move away and you use them all.
What? Oh, was he asking like? That is such an annoying feeling where you're so close to the end and then you fuck it up right at the end.
I'm not actually thinking that I have. I'm just kind of scared right now. I don't think I have. But we'll see. Oh, what does he do? He. Have you ever referred to yourself in the third person when you're looking at your past self? All right.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you do that?
I mean, you are technically a different person.
Oh, that is
technically a different version of you.
That is.
Arcade Bombers Online.
That is a deep philosophical question there. All right. Just do this.
What is?
This. Oh, the whole like idea of you being a different person from yourself. Some people think that you are actually literally a different person at every instant. Then there's the other there's the other question of just the fact that your cells kind of like, I don't know, regenerate and die off at a certain rate.
There's a multiverse theory that there's an infinite number of you, right? Isn't there an argument that there's an infinite number of you and an infinite number of universes, an infinite number of times?
That's a different one where with every choice, the universe splits into multiple parallel universes. There's a bunch of different theories of this.
Which, fun fact, was the basis for the religion in Myths.
Oh, yes. I was aware of that.
Yeah, that's what the Great Tree is based on, is the idea that, and apparently all the ages are a version of Earth, just slightly altered, which makes them so radically different.
I'm not sure that I wasn't really aware that was the lore. Like, where did you get this?
Yeah,
read this?
Okay, that's Atris's interpretation of it. Is the idea that it's because remember, the Dunny existed on a world. They wrote the cavern, which led them to Earth.
Yes.
So then the idea was that each age is a different version of the same age in a different sprout.
They're saying each age is actually in its own separate universe, not just different worlds in the same universe.
Right.
That was how I understood it.
No. The way I interpreted it was that each age is a different universe, a different version of Earth.
Yes.
You got the achievement?
Did you get the achievement?
There it is.
Yeah. Nice job, Sadie.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
All right. That's 2.
So, you're not gonna touch Rethink tonight?
Bill Grainer, isn't he the guy from Mostly Walking?
Rethink is hard. You've seen it, right? I can try it if you want. That's what I played the last sub Hangout.
My vote's for Space Quest 5.
I mean,
I would like to see that.
You can't see Space Quest 5 drunk.
Oh boy.
What do you guys want? I know what Moss wants. What do you guys want?
Space Quest 5.
Okay, guys, looks like it's actually time for me to feed the cats now, so I'll be back in a few minutes.
How long why does it take so long to feed your cats? If you don't mind the personal question.
Bill Grainer is the guy from Mostly Walking, isn't he, Super Gamer? Well, he was. He's a woman now, but... Oh, Super Gamer's gone, alright.
Okay.
This will sound stupid, but I would love to do a shady out of context Twitter account just to see just the out of context shit that we say.
I mean, it doesn't look any better in context, does it?
It takes so long to feed a cat because it's so damn annoying. Christopher, explain.
Are we doing new games? Hold on. I saw Machinarium in the chat and you're done with the other one.
Yeah, they're both talking over each other. It gets confusing.
What is the dumbest?
Yeah.
Oh, he's reading my brother's question. This is a tough one because there's a lot of them.
That question was posted a while ago, but you guys ignored it. What is the dumbest philosophical question?
Is cereal soup?
No.
No, you have to set it up. You always ruin it, Moss. You have to lead into it. Because the classic philosophical question is a hot dog a sandwich? Okay, and it's among the people who say yes, right? If a hot dog is a sandwich, then is cereal soup. Right, you have to lead into it, like you have to lead them into that logic. If they believe, because some people really believe that hot dogs are sandwiches. If so, then is cereal soup?
Is it sad that we think the question to both answers is yes?
No, there's a simple answer. Hot dogs are just shit.
It's irrelevant.
Have we decided what I'm going to put here yet? Is there a consensus on it? Not just Moss is louder than everybody, and that's what he wants. That's not how democracy works. Is there a consensus on what goes here?
Nier Automata. Oh, the quote. Never mind.
I bet Frosting wants this to stay here forever.
It's not that funny though.
So, you can't. Yeah, I mean, Shady's going to pull up the new game now. So why doesn't everyone vote now? Because I think only myself and Mitchie have actually voted. I don't know if anyone else said.
What are the options?
I abstain because I don't care. I'm not here for the games. I'm here for the conversations.
What did Mitchie and Moss vote
That's
for?
interesting.
Yeah, I'll abstain too because I'm going to head to bed. So I will say good night, everybody.
All right, good night, Lauren.
I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, it's good time. I'll see you in a few hours, Lauren.
Yeah, maybe see you in the morning.
Probably still be here.
Who knows?
You know me.
Yeah, Mitchie and I voted for Space Quest 5.
Some interesting times that are good.
Yeah.
Who else logged off just now besides Lauren? Somebody else did.
Alex, because he popped in and out.
Alex keeps coming in and out, so.
Okay, so
okay,
wait,
I have a question. Did someone gift Alex a sub, or did he buy a sub?
Prime.
Prime subscription.
But he doesn't have a Prime, so how did he get it?
Twitch is
Apparently,
slow.
he does have a Prime subscription.
Prime sub still works.
Yeah. Pretty dope.
Okay.
You get told. God, I should get a drink.
So what's everyone else voting for?
Everyone
else has been pretty quiet.
Well, what does Shady want to play?
No.
I kind of want Shady to play this game called Stray, where
I gotta go to the bathroom again, so I don't know. This is a BRB screen for a reason.
Alex, put it in the text chat because we can't hear you.
Well.
And he keeps cutting out. Stray, I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah, that's the game where you play as a stray cat or something.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, I just put it in the Discord a while ago.
Didn't it just come out?
It just came out within the last week, yeah.
Has anyone here played it?
Nope.
Not yet.
Is that the one that got mentioned on the Discord?
My ex was super hyped about it, though.
Is it any, does anyone know if it's, is it a puzzle game? Or an adventure game? Or what?
You can play as a cat.
It's the best game since Riven.
That's what some people have said.
I thought there were no equals to Riven.
No. That's yeah. Now use your mind here.
Now,
if there can be no equals to Riven, and people are saying this game is better than Riven, you think maybe somebody's wrong there. I'm not gonna say who.
No, those don't contradict each other though.
But you see, one of these statements is more true than the other one factually.
Does anyone remember the stupid ACT test where you had to get the most correct answers? Does anyone remember?
I don't remember taking the ACT.
Stray in capital territory.
Prefer to block that out of my memory, thank you.
The trauma is back with a vengeance.
Well, it seems that all conversation has died again. We seem to get it.
Longfoot, are you still there, Longfoot?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Oh my God, I haven't heard your voice the entire time I've been here. I didn't realize you were even here.
Yeah, sorry, I was just listening, and I'm a rather poor speaker, so.
Are you from the Isles as well?
No, I'm Dutch.
Ah,
a Dutch person. There's 3 of those. Yeah. Hopefully you're
I
a
do
proper
find it
Dutch person.
interesting that skating has such an international audience. Like, we've got an Australian, we've got a
Can I
Dutch.
finish what I was going to say, Christopher?
No, shut up. Christopher's talking.
Okay, yes, Moss, go.
Outrun doesn't like Flodder. He's not a true Dutch person.
Is Outrun here?
No, but Longfoot's here and he's Dutch.
Longfoot, what are your thoughts on Florida?
Flodder, not Florida.
I don't know. I haven't really followed that whole show really, or series really.
No, the first film, the really good first film.
I haven't watched that.
Oh, it's very good.
Again, this just makes me want to make an out of context because the random shit that comes out of our mouth is somewhat hilarious.
So, what am I doing? What quote goes here? I like Outrun's quote, but I think other people like Jim's quote. Or what's the quote here, and what game am I playing?
Jim's quote might get you into trouble though, so I don't know.
Okay.
I was gonna say, do the quote that you think is funny, but also do the quote you think that will get you into the least amount of trouble.
Oh well, that's a very difficult balance.
Yes, it is, but life is a very difficult balance.
Yeah, you shouldn't have "kill the poor" as your quote.
Why not?
When was
You just
that ever
explain
said
it, Jim. If you're not paying attention, that's on you.
Sorry, I had to step away.
Okay, the cat's been fed, so I'm back.
That's his first thing. He's
Yeah,
like, well, why shouldn't
we were trying to get your attention, and then you disappeared off the face of the earth.
So what if I come back to him?
I had to deal with some things.
Some personal things.
Would they happen to be much shorter than yourself and much younger than yourself?
Why, yes. How could you tell?
How did you know?
I know a dead voice when I hear one.
Children, you can't live with them. You can't live without them.
Yes, I have a.
It's not kids that was about.
Streamer who was going through the process of raising kids. The two, actually.
God, imagine procreation. Couldn't be me.
Okay, this is a fascinating question.
Not
How
they all.
So I think it's safe to say we're all puzzle or adventure gamers, right? At least in some capacity.
Yeah. I mean, I've played one or two.
So I can. So this was Outrun's quote right here. This is Outrun's quote.
I was on the thing.
Is Colonel Frosting the same as Outrun?
A line break
No, I'm typing it in right now. Like I can, you know.
I think this one's pretty funny.
I like that it's accredited to me right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this one.
Like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I still like the fornication one.
Get your mind out of the gutter, sir.
Jeez.
All right.
But anyway, getting back to my question.
No, what am I streaming next?
Okay, I'm just gonna
You've had 2 votes and then abstentions. So
I am kind of in the going once, going twice.
Now.
Yeah, I said.
Are we voting between you, Jim?
I said.
So we already have a couple people want to play Space Quest 5, which I feel like that's going to be inevitable. The question is, am I playing that now, or am I playing that in a couple hours after I've struggled through some like rethinking logic puzzles or something? I feel like Space Quest 5 is going to happen either way at this point.
Let's do it now. I think you're pretty blasted right now. Anyway,
I think I'm
reasonably
blasted.
Because here's the thing, Shady, that I've noticed. The more frustrated you get, the more angry you get, and the more angry you get, the more unhappy we get, and then it's just a cycle down the drain.
I don't remember us going down the. I mean, I don't remember. I don't remember us going down the drain in a bad way.
Have I ever told you that you're beautiful when you're angry?
No, but I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it hearing it at that now. Yes.
Well, I should say it wasn't a sub hangout, but I remembered that by the end of the first, what was it? What was the we were you just did with Lauren?
Forever.
We were here.
We were here forever. The fourth one.
Yes, Shady was by the end of that fourth one. Shady was fairly unhappy with that puzzle. I seem to recall.
Which puzzle?
It was the one where you had to put the heads in the mannequins, and you had to figure out the combination from the book. Do you remember that, Shady?
The one with the owls riddles?
Right, and it was like, I remember the one specifically was like, who is Rockberry's unlikely friends, and was one of the quotes. Because you had to.
So that would have been
with that one.
That was the very first stream you did of the game, and I remember that by the end of it, you were drunk and you were very unhappy.
Well, the thing is, the first time through the game, Lauren was actually, she was in the position to do the heavy lifting in that puzzle because she was in the room that would actually select the heads just by random chance because she wandered in there and the game kind of seals you off. So I was just kind of standing and jumping around outside being like, well, here's the stage where I got to put the heads. I don't know what you're doing in there.
Did you switch places for the replay?
Mm-hmm. That's the point of the replay, is to get us each to be able to, and not just for the achievements, but also the game experience. Yeah, you switch roles in the replay. Now we both have all the achievements for that game. Yeah.
I didn't see the replay. Did you have a much better experience the second time with that puzzle?
It was kind of funny. So I went in there. So that time I had to select the heads, and so Lauren kind of remembered the answers, but I had to figure them out because before I don't remember being that frustrated with it. I was just kind of.
I remember you were pretty cross, because particularly with that one, with the two princess was one at the end, you were particularly frustrated.
Yeah, maybe it was maybe I exaggerated for theatrics, but I could see myself being somewhat frustrated with it too. All right, it sounds like we're doing Space Quest now, so let me set that up.
Yay!
Have you got the MT32 ready, Shady?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So can I ask my question, or am I still banned?
You've never been banned. Don't. That hurts.
Can we make that happen? Hold on.
You're not a mod yet.
Damn it.
Yeah, but
I have to go through.
How much has your the skills and puzzle and problem solving from puzzle gaming has transferred into your guys'?
Hold on, Christopher. If you start your question over, you'll be at the front of the next VOD. Let me stop the recording. Hold on.